Howdy folks, welcome to Mosaic Team 5, our original Starfinder campaign. I am Joe Treff. We are celebrating World Goth Night tonight, and I am joined by my friends Matt, Dan, Cara, Olive, and Ari. We're going to play Starfinder, but before we do, a couple of quick announcements. First of all, what?
Fucking smiles.
Oh,
First of all,
sorry.
You're being totally serious.
Fucking
Again, we're all on different parts of the goth
There's
map.
a lot of flavors of goth. Your support makes all of this possible. Thank you for subscribing here and on YouTube. We also have a Patreon with some behind-the-scenes content as well as some original one-shots. Deadly Sins is a original one-shot that you can only see on Patreon. It is a Dungeons & Dragons drinking adventure, and it's pretty spectacular. Tomorrow you can join our D&D crew at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as they make their way deeper into the Austenloch, a magical library that may be responsible for the theft of a few memories. And then we have a whole bunch of things coming up, and you can see more of them. I think there's a calendar widget now on the bottom of our Twitch page. There's all kinds of ways in which you can see the stuff that's coming up. And then we have Monument Studios music in addition to Sirenscape to thank for the sound. That is all the announcements that we have for this week. And so it's time for Mosaic Team 5. And now to you, Cara, with the recap.
Mosaic Team 5. And last we played, we entered and were confronted with the sight of a mutated bastion. And as we were, Bubs and Gibbs both stepped forward and entered a mind-affecting trap, but were able to overcome it with a little bit of luck. Bastion threatened us all, calling us ants and saying that he was going to squash us as such. Bubs, frustrated, tried to reach out to Bastion, but failing that, he attempted to knock some sense into him. Bastion controlled the field by causing fissures to erupt, as well as branches to take over both Echo and Gibbs, tying them to each other. Spices and Cephalon also took control and took her out for 2 rounds.
Classic.
Gibbs and Echo found themselves tied together as Echo fell unconscious, and the erupting vines held them at odds, unable to move further or closer. Bastion then shouted, "It must be awoken before Maldros gets his," and a new creature, huge, insectoid, and mutated, joined the scene. With great effort and many mutant sludgies and many fellings of blows and teammates, we eventually were able to overcome the threat that is Bastion, and Bubs landed a killing blow. With Bastion's demise, most of the other sludgies just fell apart and fell into disarray. Quite literally, they were puddles of sludge on the ground. Except for a couple of sludgies, which were easily dispatched, thanks to Gibbs. The battle won. Barely. We checked out our wounds and surveyed the scene. Spice tore into the nearby sludgy corpse, as it had stolen her encephalon from her and eaten it. Inside its belly, she found her encephalon torn to shreds. Echo began mutant cleanup, beginning to double tap mutants as they went along, eventually running into the location of the nuke and its felled guardian, also seemingly connected to Bastion. Gibbs autopsied Bastion looking for clues. She realized that this was just a body, a vessel, for something much larger. Perhaps an entity beneath the ice of Exonautica. Shade, in the meantime, discovered our troop objective, the pumps. with it, a new problem, as the pumps that are now in our possession were going to overload T-Town due to the blockages. However, with his expertise in engineering, he easily managed to bypass the flow and buy us some time to accomplish our later goals. We all converged onto the spot with the loot and the nuke, discussing the possibilities of which way we could go, with some of us fretting about potential nemeses converging on Aphrodite in the form of Chesterfield and Dr. Maldras, and the rest of us just wondering how the hell we're going to control the pipes, bless you, from farther away. And maybe how we're going to deliver a nuke to Ares. We'll figure it out. Anyway, that's where we begin our session.
Very nice. Let me change the music just a wee bit, but really only a wee bit.
Joe, before we get into it, who is the best goth? Who has landed in the best?
I
goth
mean,
of
you
goth?
have to ask.
I feel like Joe gets the reroll.
Who is the poser and who's
the
true
poser?
hot
poser?
topic gift card?
I feel like Joe turned it.
Well, as I look around this table, despite the fact that we do have a lot of makeup and Dan is very wet, which is
It is soggy outside.
classic. It is
So
really
soggy.
wet out there. I guess if everybody thinks that I should win it,
Yeah.
then I will award myself the
Yeah.
goth reroll of King.
Congrats on
Oh,
winning
look
the goth.
at her!
So I'm going to put this right up here, and then at some point where it will probably be perfectly fine for all of you, I'm going to reroll.
Yeah, it's not going to affect us in any way.
Great.
So,
It's like 10 woes in one.
Hey, it's just going to be like when Vincent and I used our rerolls.
for all of you, you now find yourselves in this ruined field of pumps. Many of them kind of destroyed and creating alleyways and areas that you can traverse, so there is quite a bit of wreckage here. There is a towering space between you and the ceiling above. You can see off in the distance, just above this huge 60-foot tall missile with elements of this steel infrastructure holding it in place. There is this door that potentially could be opened. But in this moment, this missile is your primary concern. You know that you do need to contact Ares and let them know that you have found this in order to receive a reward. There is also a number of crates containing grenades and recovery items, some magical things as well. What are you all doing?
I want to begin processing.
What is that?
They're holding gloves. She wants.
Oh, okay.
Gloves.
No problem. You pull on those holding gloves.
I want to
No,
get
it's the other. There's another pair of gloves that
Oh.
are more.
processing the footage and evidence of what happened here that's going to satisfy Ares while keeping the overall area kind of undisclosed so that we don't disclose too much for when we want to take this area for Mosaic.
So you're trying to make like a video.
Still images of like Bastion's body, the footage that we had seen where we clipped it with his invisibility from Spice, and like send that as an official like this is our report of what we found and here is
Are you
the
saying that right
nuke.
now?
No, just like preparing that as we're like physically
He's
getting this
zipping the
nuke.
folder and
Yes.
archiving the RARs.
And like now we have visual like snap a pic of the
Yeah.
nuke in front of us and be like here it is, we have found it,
Okay.
to not to send it but just to like have that ready so that when we're ready we can be like here's our report, come pick it up.
The dossier is being prepared.
Okay. So in order to do that, there's a couple ways that you might be able to influence the outcome. If you're trying to like take pictures and then modify digitally them, that could be a computer's check. If you're trying to do something that would dress the scene to your advantage, that would be more like disguise. If you are trying to, you could potentially use survival as well. Yeah.
Echo was taking pictures of the nuke site from specific angles so that like certain bits were cut out of frame.
Yeah.
For example, the different boxes.
Okay.
What kind of check would that be?
I would say that is a disguise check.
I'll help by artistically posing my body around things we're trying to hide.
Somehow, do I get a? I don't get a
Oh,
minus.
no,
Please don't give me a
that's
minus.
inconvenient. I don't
Take
do
a plus
that.
2 conditional modifier. Gibbs
Nice.
with his bottle is a good irregular shape to kind of, when you just have a little bit of a kind of Ares logo peeking out, Gibbs's bottle kind of covers it, and it's just a generic steel box.
The Price
now.
is Right, kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Great.
Well, I'm
Awesome.
like looking around at things.
Some poses with like a gun.
Yeah,
Right.
It's just like the Where's Waldo of
So that's
photos.
going to be a 24.
The 24. Some of these images do look like a album cover shoot, kind of. There's like one
That's
with
fun.
Gibbs like arms folded, looking off in the distance. Like Gibbs looks almost conspicuously cool in some of them.
Okay.
But aside from that, you don't notice any
Nice.
vestigial sort of Ares markings. You don't see anything that would hint at the boxes in the distance. So you feel pretty good about those being disguised. What are you doing to try to...
I think I would want to go in and like explore the nuke, see if it's been modified by Bastion, take photo evidence of that kind of stuff, so that it's like it's contained to just the nuke, not the greater
Make an
area,
engineering check.
and like not stuff that's going to disclose the physical location.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my engineering reroll for the day
Okay.
because holy cow!
Was
You
it
really
that
don't want
one
to
or
be
was it
rolling
two?
ones on a nuke, yeah.
Ooh, sorry you weren't gothy enough.
That's better. That's better.
This is where the campaign ends.
What are these two keys?
It still would have been a 28, but instead it's a 42.
Nice.
So you look at this nuke, and there's been a lot of care taken to preserve it. There's no real like modifications to the missile, to the warhead, to the delivery mechanism itself. The biggest changes are really to support the infrastructure holding it in place. This is, with that check, you do find that there is a sort of onboard hardwired targeting system that is designed so that should this lose communication with the launch site, it will still hone in on its original destination. It's a failsafe device, and that gives you its location, which is the city of Exonautica.
So that was the location he was trying to send it. Okay. Is it still capable of firing off at this point with this hardwired failsafe targeting?
Yes, absolutely.
Gonna probably want to try to figure out the way to do that not.
Make a computer's check. So you go through this to
Do that not be a thing.
No, assistance.
no.
No.
I mean, if people want to assist,
Echo would have wanted to assist.
it's okay.
Bubs will watch.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Hold the
everybody's just
flashlight.
watching.
I'm posing still.
Echo's outside taking pictures.
46.
46.
Great. No assistance required.
So you take a little bit of time. First, you deprogram the targeting mechanism to make it so that it's no longer pointed at a city. You just have it unarmed. It really isn't in a state to launch. And are you trying to set this so that it is more on like a standby? Or are you trying to really like disable it so it would take some effort to rearm it? Or what is the purpose or the intent?
I would like to make it into an inert state for transfer that would be like appropriate for Ares. Like
Okay.
basically the standard protocol for if they had to transfer it from this location, put it in that state.
Well, that would require a lot of special machinery and probably about 20 people. It's, I
Okay,
mean, just
well-
that's like physically disabling certain pieces because this is not the kind of thing that you want to leave to like a line of code.
Right.
But in terms of the computer elements that you can do, easy enough for you.
Okay.
You know, you put the safeties into place, you disable the targeting matrix, you deactivate the thrusters, you do everything that you can to put as many steps between this launching and its current state as possible.
Okay.
Take the keys to the moving side of the silo.
So Gibbs just finds
stick it
some
up
keys
my
on the
butt.
ground.
Yeah, just throws them.
Wait, those are my car keys.
It was to the laundromat.
Nukes always have two sets of keys, so
Right.
you can throw it away.
Oh.
So you take a little bit of time to do this. Is anybody else doing anything while this happens? Spice, you're putting on some gloves.
Yeah, and shoving her pockets full of grenades and shit. Spice is
Great.
absolutely just like, all right, these fit
Spice,
so
the biggest
nicely.
grenade's right here.
So are the grenades all in Ares boxes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, they are. So you're in front of Spice, absolutely. So you're going like this in the camera, and
Yeah.
Spice is going like this in the camera.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have to have cameras.
No, we don't have to have the camera pointed
Whatever.
at you,
Yeah.
taking pictures to send to Ares.
Yeah.
In fact, we
Echo
should
and
do
wait.
the opposite.
So the grenades,
Spice.
Yeah.
the infiltration
Spice.
assistant,
Yep.
and the holding gloves
Okay.
Infiltration.
are
Further
all
down.
in the
Battle gloves?
Ares boxes. The battle gloves
has
are
to.
not.
Okay.
The laser rifles are not. The ice carbine, that is in its own case.
The Mirage
The
dagger.
Mirage dagger, it comes in a little box, not Ares brands in any way, shape,
took
or
that?
form. The fusion seals
Mirage dagger.
come in these sealed packages that suggest a vending machine.
Ooh.
The adaptive serum, just in a shopping bag. The only things that are Ares branded are the grenades, the infiltration assistant, and the holding gloves.
Okay,
wanna be-
well,
I mean, none of
System.
these things I feel particularly talented.
Now, Echo, it's not like the infiltration assistant is in its own box. It's packaged with those gloves. You could probably remove one, and nobody would notice that something has been removed because you could just kind of center it within this crush-proof case. But if you remove both, it would be a very empty case.
I don't need the gloves.
I don't need gloves.
That's the infiltration assistant.
The battle gloves are not Ares.
Yeah.
The holding gloves are.
Oh, well, do you want the battle gloves or me?
I don't want them.
I do want them.
Well, there we go.
There we go.
Someone has a battle gloves. They aren't Ares. Problem solved. I'm taking the infiltration assistant,
Done.
leaving the
Go.
gloves behind.
Nice.
Done and
So you
dexter
leave the
check.
gloves,
And my
you take this
my holding
infiltration
gloves is
assistant.
better.
And Echo would like massage the scene.
Make a disguise check.
Okay.
I help
Can
by anti-scavenging by putting other junk around it.
Anti-scavenging.
Gibbs, make a disguise check,
You mean
and then we'll take
littering.
the better of the two.
Okay.
Is my connection to the director
What'd you get? 16. I got an 18.
Nice.
open right now?
We suck.
Like, it's not affected by the radiation or anything?
If you check for it, you can still make that connection if you wish.
Okay.
18.
Ah,
18.
Because I'd want to inform him that we've secured the pumps.
Okay. So you inform the director that you have secured the pumps. And there is a simple blip of a message that comes back. There is nothing in it, but this empty message suggests to you that this is probably not the safest place to be sending messages, but it is an acknowledgement that it was received. For you, Echo, you look around, you take some of the debris that was displaced by your box, and you kind of move over, and you come back, and it's right back there. And you move over, and because you're so fast and Gibbs is so slow, you never quite catch Gibbs finding the junk that you just moved and cycling it back. So you just kind of rotate things in a circle. You're not sure how helpful that is. So some time passes. You have disguised the scene to the best of your ability, and you have taken some of these items.
Yes.
Is there anything that you are doing, or are you going to call this in?
Does it seem like Ares would have any interest in this place outside of getting their nuke back?
Make a sense motive check.
Echo's going to sit down and
'Cause,
begin suggesting we rest here next
Other
to the
than
nuke.
other than this one pump that's active, the rest are inoperable, right?
Yep,
it
and
seems
you
like this
can't
whole
actually
place-
see the pump that's active from here.
Okay.
I would like to. So Spice takes a picture of only the Ares stuff.
Okay.
And then sends it to Babs. And she texts Babs and be like, "We found what you got fired for. You obviously didn't take it." And that's
Okay.
all she says.
Okay, you send off that message.
Okay, well,
Timely music.
maybe that was a mistake, but we'll find out later.
12.
Oh,
With a 12, hard to tell. I mean,
you're doing great, guys.
most people wouldn't like junk and garbage, but you look over at Gibbs, who's taking the same bucket of bolts that they've been carrying around for the last 10 minutes and just dumps it back out on the ground. You could swear that you've seen this exact motion before. Some people don't really like junk, but others do. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, but like, it's fine because the pump's disabled.
Sure.
So, shouldn't we call like Peep or maybe the director first? Because maybe
I've
they'll
alerted
give us.
the director already. The area is not safe for further contact.
I just felt like they could give us some advice on how to interact with Ares.
We are on our own for that.
That's a bummer.
We've already met with Ares, right?
Yeah, but like we
All
don't know
we
if they
need to
care
do-
about here.
Is alert them of the nuclear device.
But if we can't call them, that means we do have to leave here, leave it unoccupied while we make that phone call, or split
Not
the party.
necessarily.
Hmm?
I could run upstairs.
Or split the party.
It would be quicker.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Split the party.
Wait, but you almost died?
I would like to sleep first. That would be nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, we could take a
My
break.
insides are almost outside.
I know.
Oof.
I can spend the time securing this area further.
Wait, mine too.
No, everyone should rest. I can't keep you all alive if you don't rest.
I will be okay.
We will need to take shifts.
Okay, a couple shifts.
Wow, what in the D&D?
What is do not disturb mode?
Yes, it is.
So, you're going to take a long rest. How are you setting up a watch
Wait,
here?
long? We're gonna full 8 hours?
Yeah,
Okay.
It's actually gonna be closer to 10.
And use the nuke as a pillow.
Okay. Fine with me.
Okay.
I can take 3 hours.
Okay, so
watch.
Gibbs is starting off.
Yeah.
I can take a good amount of time
Echo will take the final bit.
because
Okay.
I think
I'll do the second.
Oh my god, so wait.
No.
Bubbles and Spice are the second shift?
No, Shade and
no.
Bubbles are the second shift.
Oh.
Gibbs is first, Echo is last, and then Spice, if you want, you can join any of those, or you could just sleep.
Ooh.
Tempting to not do any work.
I'll take first shift because I want to talk to Spice. Talk to Gibbs about Aeon Stones.
Okay. All right. So you break up your watch and you begin to set about resting. With Echo, just immediately the eyes dim. Gibbs and Spice. The two of you start off keeping watch. This is a dark place. It is dirty and crowded. For you, Gibbs, this feels a little bit like home.
It smells nice in here.
Looking to the left, looking to the right, there are just mounds of junk and wreckage. This reminds you of better times before Junk Falls became so gentrified. This is pretty nice. Make a perception check. And Spice, you make one as well.
Uh, 32 plus 1 because I'm using my binoculars.
Roll a
is
3.
33.
Okay.
I roll a 3 on a dice, so doesn't
You
matter.
gaze around, you take some time over these 3 hours. You kind of like wander around the periphery of your camp. You go up on some of the elements of the infrastructure that holds the nuke up to get some high ground, and you really look. And it's remarkable how ruined this place is. Many of these pumps completely twisted in a way that they couldn't really be restored to the way that the other ones are. This is a very well defended sort of dead end spot. It would be very hard to reach this place, and you would imagine when you contact Ares, if they're taking a traditional route, it will take them some time to reach you, just something to take into consideration. But over the course of your watch, with some help from Spice, very minimal, you do not see anything that is disturbing to you.
Spice is not watching, obviously, because I rolled a 3. She's just strumming on her guitar and whistling
Okay.
drift punk songs.
yes. Attract more attention.
Echo's lights keep flickering on and off.
Your watch passes without issue. Is there anything that you're going to do over the course of it?
Yeah, so we found an Aeon Stone, and you already have one, right?
I don't think so, but you can have this one if you want.
Are Aeon Stones something you can only use once?
No, it circles around your head and you can use it once per day. This specific one.
That's kind of nice. So
Once
you
per
kind of
rest.
get like a celestial redo.
You do, and this one you can also make somebody else have a redo if they look at you funny.
That's kind of a nice thing to have.
Honestly,
It's kind of like when I cough and jinx away the bad juju when some of the androids make a faux pas.
yeah,
It's sort of like that.
it's basically like that. If you want it, you can have it. It's also expensive. I was debating selling it, so.
Oh, well, we could use the money. I don't have any money left after I spent it all on that grate of sand, and she just pulls out the little vial. If I lose this, I am out a lot of fucking money.
Well, we could go to a strip club after this and trade it for some glitter.
Oh my god.
I just think, like, how much glitter can we get for $25,000?
Probably a
too much.
truckload.
Spice, you also know that
Multiple
across the street
truckloads.
from the place that you had actually seen on your way in the rec hall, there was a ladder that went up to a basement within a nightclub. Across the street from that nightclub is a place that you have been before.
Mm-hmm.
It is a strip club.
Where she spent some time.
Yes. It is a...
Where I visited my girl Sarah.
Yes. Well, you
No.
brought your girl there. It is the
yeah, you're
Crimson
right.
Nebula Dance Club.
Yes.
And you know this is a place that has these huge pools of different colored like liquids that people swim or dance in. There's different performances that happen there. And wherever there is not liquid, on the stage, on the floor, on the couches, there is glitter.
Oh,
And
I have
so-
the perfect place.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, if somebody else wants it, they can have it.
Nope, I want it, and she'll pluck it from your hands, and she goes, well.
There you go.
Sounds
And it's this, it
Thank
refracts like rainbow colored light, almost like the slick of an oil puddle, just bouncing off of it in every which way, almost like bismuth. But no problem.
You should also take this.
I miss having something on my head. It's filling a void.
You should take this serum of healing.
Okay.
You can use it even if I'm not near you. And it'll
Okay.
just, like, keep you alive a little bit.
She also unclicks her needler rifle. She's like, I could probably also shoot somebody with it.
So, I tried that once. Remember little Rat Tobin? The
Yes?
Little rat, yeah. So I tried to shoot him with health, and, like, apparently the shooting part overrides the, like, health part.
Well, did you put it in one of the ammo cases? Also, if you're shooting a rat, that's not quite a medium-sized creature.
That was the other part of it, is that the needle itself is as large. It's as the rat.
I'm going to take
I'm
my
different that
chances.
it's going to devastate anyone.
That's like shooting someone with a cannonball and being like, how did that not heal you?
All I'm saying is I've learned from experience that, like
Like a railgun.
shooting healing has not been effective for Gibbs. I just spit healing at people.
There's definitely some healing shooters.
I
Oh, yeah.
heal with guns and vile words. You heal with magic.
Sure.
I heal with science.
But anyways, here's some helpful drugs. This serum of healing.
All drugs are helpful, baby.
Yeah. Talk about that.
There's drugs that get
But
rid of
I'm
eyes, though.
tired, and the androids are looking too cozy.
Oh, should we wake him up?
Yeah, here you get.
I'll flick the on switch, and Spice just flicks Echo's
That's not how
nose.
it works.
Wake up!
So Echo, you
would
awake
laugh.
to your nose just being
Oh.
flicked by Spice.
Blah. Sorry, I wasn't. Sorry.
Why are you waking me up? Is there
Isn't
a
it your
problem?
shift?
I'm third.
Oh,
We skipped the
shit.
shift, so wake up the boys next.
And she'll just.
What?
Echo, you have been mandated for second shift.
Sorry. Well, no. Whatever.
That's actually worse because it would be like if you are woken up and somebody's shaking your shoulder and you
Just
wake
got
up and
into
you're behind the
REM.
fucking counter at work already.
Oh.
That's pretty bad.
I was just awake. Well, I suppose I am second.
Even your long rest is unrestful.
Echo, make a perception check.
28.
Nice.
With a 28, you take a look around. It's a relatively unremarkable watch for you. You hear the snoring of your comrades. You hear in the distance the sound of, like, as your ears adjust and you expand these kind of echolocators especially, you can hear in the distance the sound of, like, trains moving overhead. And, like, way off in the distance, just the little elements of the city life kind of creeping below, especially as your ears adjust and begin to automatically filter out the sounds that you grow used to. And that's about it. It's a relatively peaceful watch. Nothing happens as far as you can tell. Are you waking up Shade and Bubbles?
Yes.
Is there anything else that you want to do before then?
No.
You leave opportunities on the table and you wake up Bubbles and Shade. Bubbles and Shade. Echo wakes you up.
Beep boop.
No, I'm up.
It's all right. You did not oversleep.
Yeah,
I was
no.
just unilaterally nominated for second shift.
Oh.
Congratulations on the full, uninterrupted rest
Yeah.
that I wanted. Good night.
Good night, Echo. Bubs is going when he wakes up, start his morning routine, but field ops version.
Okay.
So he kind of
Tai
like
Chi
gets his
wipes.
Yeah,
squeaky
I
clean
was literally
wipes.
just imagining Tai Chi at dawn.
Wipe.
Yeah, no, it's like a gas station shower, but like,
Absolutely. I worked in a hospital for years. I know exactly what
he
that's
gets
like.
hise wipes and he does the pits,
gotta get
pits,
the
tits,
tits,
and
Yeah, it's a sink
yeah.
shower.
Yeah.
No problem. So you
Gross.
use elements of this to really just
better
kind of
than
clean
nothing.
yourself
We're
up a little
fucking-
bit. That's about half your watch goes by over the course of like spending maybe 2 hours doing that. Shade, make a perception check, and Bubbles, make a perception check on a -2 conditional modifier, because you're really cleaning.
That makes sense.
Is it the new day?
Oh,
Technically, I was gonna say
You
they
because you had
completed a
the
long
third watch,
rest.
yeah.
nice.
Cool, I'm using it.
Wow.
Yeah. It's not the earliest in the day that we've ever used
No,
reroll.
no.
29.
I needed it. though.
29.
That's a 40 flat.
40 flat.
40 flat.
With a 40 flat, there is a point in time, maybe an hour before your shift is going to end. People still sleeping. It's just you and Bubbles, where you do hear the steady beat of music that is above in the various clubs in the steel jungle that you know lays overhead shifts a little bit. And there is an intensity to the music that picks up and increases. You hear a little bit of commotion, perhaps off in the distance, but even with the 40, you're barely hearing that. It's just barely registering the fact that there is like more movement happening for a period of time and then less. And that is about it. Here beneath the steel jungle, it must be about midnight when you finish your watch. But you finish it with that issue. And you would imagine it is the 19th, the Tuesday now.
Do we all finish a long rest?
You all finish a long rest.
Fuck yeah.
You all wake up, gathered around the nuclear missile as you are wont to do, feeling a little better than you did when you went to sleep.
You know, maybe the radiation of a nuke is a good thing. I feel so good.
You slept next to the nuke?
Yeah. With my mouth wide open and everything.
I did see her tongue start licking it in her sleep, like
was
an ice
saying.
cream cone.
I feel a little bit more magical.
I'm gonna spend some time securing the area. I think the best way, which I am suggesting out of character, to resolve the use of the Ares equipment is to use the Ares equipment to secure the nuclear device.
I like this.
Yeah.
That way, it is here for their pickup, but it is also protecting the spot that they need to pick up, so that we don't have to be directly here, and
I
thus
will
increase suspicion
the
on the pump.
infiltration assistant down.
Oh, you do?
I mean, you
take
can
it.
still keep that.
Yeah. It's in the same box as the other thing.
Yeah, it's the grenades and stuff that we are gonna use.
Right, he's gonna
for-
like arm a
And-
grenade.
yeah.
like,
And they probably
set it-
assume
yeah, basically
Bastion's
just
still
like
solid.
set traps around the area so that
I like
this
the
is
idea
secure.
that Echo's long-term plan is somebody accidentally touches the infiltration assistant and they disappear from themselves. And they're like, no, I'm a ghost! But you can probably keep the infiltration.
Here, and take this too. This serum of healing. You're so fast. You can either use it on yourself or run to other people.
So you're doling them out because there's 3, right?
There's two,
Two.
and now they're gone.
All right.
But I don't want to hold them. It doesn't make sense for me to hold them.
Fair.
Shall I go upstairs and contact others?
Who is our contact that we have to reach out to?
I
when
was not planning on contacting Ares, just
Others.
P or the director from a safer location.
Why wouldn't we go back to the laundromat?
Because then we have to leave this whole thing, and like we worked so hard. And what if Maladros comes?
we will have more opportunity to return here. If we secure this area and have Ares remove this nuclear device, people are going to come here regardless. We need to make the pumps secure and as innocuous as possible so that they do not draw more suspicion than they need to.
So we're gonna unclog the pumps over there
So
now?
the pump works.
I've currently disabled the pump.
Well,
It
we need
should
to
be stable
re-enable
for the
it,
next
right?
26
When
weeks.
there's no blockage, because if we re-enable it, it's going to overflow the blockage.
Oh, right, I remember this part. Okay.
As long as it remains inert and stable, it shouldn't draw suspicion to Ares.
That means we have a time limit, though, on getting the blockage cleared.
Yeah, but that's next anyways on our agenda.
To be clear, it is not desired that I go topside to contact our Mosaic contacts.
I do not disagree with that plan. However, I would suggest attempting to find an alternative route back to the surface.
I was planning on using the concrete jungle.
What about the ladder?
That one.
Yeah.
I meant in the direction away from our route.
But this is a dead end.
And for you,
No.
Gibbs, and for you, Shade, who both rolled above a 35 for your perception checks, you got a really good look at the surrounding area. The machinery is collapsed in such a way that you are truly in like a dead end.
Oh.
There is only one path that was cleared. You guys followed it, following the collapsed sludgies and elements left off to the sides that you have now disguised. And so there's just one path to get here.
Oh.
There are other paths to get into the facility itself
Okay.
that you had passed through to get to this
Right.
point.
So then, yeah, I guess
That's
is
the
then-
most obscure
yeah.
way.
So yeah. Okay.
Well, if there are no objections, I feel a little bit better than I did before, almost as if indeed the nuclear device was somehow recharging.
Did you look at two?
I mean, and Echo holds up like an arm where there's still like a huge section that's been like that's gaping open. It's like, I'm not 100%. If I were to put a number on it, I would say somehow my energy levels are 100, but my insides are 50.
Oh, I could help you with that.
Not necessarily needed at this point.
Right, but if you're gonna do a run, I've got juice to spare.
As apparently so do I.
I will
girl.
spend a resolve point to heal. It's hit points that you're. Yeah. I spend a resolve point. 10d8.
Oh, Jesus.
So like
It's just liquefied yellow nutrient cube just spurts out onto the ground.
My lunch!
and some duct tape, and you're good to go.
Oh my gosh, I would be duct taped with Gibbs.
Yeah. It's duct tape and spit and dreams.
Yeah.
The dreams is a little
Yeah, I'm
salve.
full now.
The shielding's not cracked, right?
That's
No.
exactly what I
Okay,
needed.
good.
The radiation that you were able to sense didn't come from
That's
this
just from
nuke. It was
the-
kind of
the
ambiently
sludge
around
and-
from the
yeah.
sludge.
So the nuke itself is like stable.
It's intact, yeah. This is a usable strategic weapon.
It's a wrapped lollipop.
Is there a hover cart in this wreckage?
There is no hover card in this wreckage.
There's
Why would you want to
looking
get
for an
back?
extra large hover card.
Can I get a gallon milk jug of Gaia's mutagen sludge stuff that got pumped out of the pumping place?
In what?
I don't know.
Your
Can I
cheap
find it?
pouches.
Can I spend 20 to find containers?
You're
I would imagine.
You're-
Make a life sciences check. Echo, you just
Well, they
take
had
off.
it in containers because they pumped it out of something and it had like vats, right?
They had a
That was
lot
in
of
the-
different like things, chemicals and things like that. You didn't see any
Yeah.
sludge.
The pump wasn't pumping Gaia's mutagen or something?
No.
You don't know.
All right.
It was sewage.
24.
Industrial sewage.
With the 24, you get the sense that there's a lot of stuff that could contain this sludge.
Uh-huh.
And so you go, you find a like empty milk jug,
Yeah.
you fill it up, and you dip the handle in, and all you pull up is the handle. It just melts through this entire thing. And you're like, okay, but glass will work.
Yeah.
So you go, you find a little beaker, you dip it in, and it just shatters in your hand. And you're realizing that this is not something that you can just contain. There is very specialized procedures for this. And this isn't even Gaia's mutagen. This is the untreated stuff that is kind of being pumped and circulated through Mars. This will get more caustic as it is treated. And so probably something that you would want to come back with more specialized equipment for.
All right. Gibbs puts on her shopping list.
You think
Oven
about
mitts
the
and
fact that back in the vivarium, you have already once contained a very dangerous individual in a sealed environment. And something like that might be a good way to do so.
Hey, you remember the jar we kept your sister in? What was that called?
It wasn't a jar. It was more like an old vending machine that we kind of purposed.
It was the cryo chamber, repurposed.
Okay.
It was a temporary solution.
I need one of those.
Her facilities at the vivarium are much better.
Yeah, we eventually got to that, but we have one of those. It's well, now it's different than the cryo system. It's more of like a stasis for my sister.
Yeah.
You remember the Driftmas episode where there was a blocks?
Spice Views every day is an episode.
Yeah. I'm thinking if we can get one of those blocks, that might work.
What blocks?
What?
Do you remember the foxes were frozen in a box in the ice box?
That was cryo. That was
That was-
cryo.
That was all cryo, so it's all
You
the
guys
same.
are all in the same place.
Oh,
all good.
nice. Okay.
So I just need like a cryo milk jug.
And Echo, you run off to the...
Echo's run off.
So Echo, you dash off
Put that on my
through
quest
this
list.
element. You kind of tear through the streets, kind of going by the ruined pumps. You go by the pump that is now inert, set off to the side. And Shade has done a good job of disguising this. You could have easily almost missed it had it not been a fight for your life in this very spot
Echo
just
nearly
hours ago.
trips, which would be catastrophic.
But you dash across and you see opening up in front of you this large cylindrical chamber. Are you just running straight through?
The chamber with the bastion area?
The one right before the bastion area, yeah.
Not the swamp.
Oh,
What?
the monster.
No, you're not there yet.
I'm confused.
With the gutter, the voice from the drain.
As you're running,
It's
you can see
it's
there
just
is a
before that
large
one,
cylinder,
right?
and from overhead there is this gas that is constantly being pumped in. You had adjusted the chemicals prior to entering the space. Are you just running straight through?
That's the one that
Echo,
was in there.
remembering that this is like
DMX.
basically a gate,
X can give it to you.
would see if it's reset or if it's safe to run through.
You kind of stop.
Dig into
You
the ground a little
lean
bit.
forward, your eyes zoom in, and you can see that the DMX levels are exactly as they were
Nice.
before, still being given to this location. And so you can straight through.
Continue. Double check.
The space once occupied by the followers of the voice in the drain has now seen much of the sludge recede down a few inches, kind of cease to bubble. The walkways are still visible, but now there's a central pathway that has begun to emerge. No longer will you need to jump across, though for you, Echo, easy enough to just run straight through and into the room beyond.
I hope he's doing okay.
Here, you do see the greater sludge elemental calmly going about this space, sort of churning into a slow whirlpool throughout the zone. As you pass through, there is this brief kind of burble, and it almost sounds happy, but you pass through with no issue.
Oh, it's gonna sink eventually.
A little bit of like nutrient cubes like sputters out.
No problem. You make your way into the room where Spice had slain several people prior. And in this larger room with churning vats,
Maybe
one
you
that at
like
one
the
point
same.
had these fatty elements and acid in it, but now emptied out into the drains, you do see that there is some damage evidence, but most of the drugs that were still left over are no longer here. This place has been relatively emptied out, though you do hear more noise coming from around the corner. And as you continue running, you make it to the cafeteria.
The apes did destroy a lot of them.
Here,
I did God's work.
you smell soap. A lot of it.
Destroying evidence.
That's what you think at first, but as you kind of run in, kind of like stepping in front of you, you see the Lashunta, slightly layered bob cut, vibrant blonde. She kind of holds her hands out and says, "Oh, no running. There's soap everywhere. Stop." You stop. Okay. You stop. Make a reflex saving throw. Because sure enough, there is soap all across the floor.
Damn.
But this place seems no cleaner than it was.
Slip and slide.
Yeah, it
Slip
really
and
is
slide.
18.
Yeah.
You flat and just slide straight under her legs. And she says, "I try to warn you." And you just kind of, and you're going so quick that you just go straight down the entire rec room. As you go on your back, you see off and to your right, the people have changed over. You see a twitchy Sharen who kind of looks at you as you go by. Two other hands go up to wave. You straight by and you see off and to your left, there is an android. They are sort of very serene looking, but you can see the inside of their head is just alight with these program lights. They seem to be, I would say, for free on some kind of a narcotic of some kind.
Some RGB bullshit.
And then as your momentum slowly, you come to the very last table. Your feet just tap against the bottom, and you can see there is a Lashunta who, pale lavender skin, she has these emerald green kind of angular geometric tattoos that look almost like star maps on her body. She is wearing a matte black tactical catsuit made from synth weave. You can see at the moment covered in foam. And then she is like dabbing at it with these cloths before you slowly slide up to her sort of table.
It's the most anime shit
She
Echo's
like
ever
looks
pulled.
down at you as you do, and she reaches down and pops a holster at her hip and pulls out a thing of hand sanitizer and offers it to you.
Oh,
She's
shit.
got hand sanitizer in a
That's
holster, man.
Solely.
Oh my god.
You take
She's a
the
woman
hand
after your heart.
sanitizer out, and this individual speaks in your mind using a psionic voice that is like silk wrapped around steel,
Oh.
saying simply, "You look like you could clean up. Stand, android."
Stand.
That is quite rude.
Oh.
You stand up, and as you do, like part of your like internal organs like kind of slides out a little bit.
I have it full now.
That's but you make your way back up. They look at you and they just say, "Did they rough you up also?"
No. It just seemed more expedient to slide across the hallway.
They like tilt, and you can see like there is this row with the couple of people that are in the table, the individual who watched you just slide out. All of them quickly like look away as they were all just still staring at you. You certainly attracted a lot of attention. And here in this room, you can hear now the floor covered in little bits of foam, like about an inch of it. And if you turn your attention over to where the ladder is off and to the side, foam is just dripping down.
Oh,
from
it's a
there.
foam party.
You can hear there is music beating above, and every time there is like a of bass, there is just foam that out the top and then sinks back down.
A friend
certainly-
contacted me to tell me that the party was really turning up upstairs.
It was. But
What?
now silence will not even perform until they stop what they are doing.
They.
She cleans elements of foam out of the armor and says, "Yes, the finance douchebags."
Oh.
She turns back, kind of looks over, and just says, "I have it better than the Sharen. They were selling drugs and left their entire stash in the foam."
So it all got destroyed.
Does that mean less partying and the drugs have been ruined?
I suppose it depends on if the case opens in the foam or not.
Unfortunate.
What's unfortunate is that I paid 10,000 credits for these tickets, and silence won't even perform. Who are you? You don't look as if you belong in this scene. Which is ironic, considering.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Don't fucking gatekeep.
Yeah.
I was here from last night, and
None of you are here!
Yeah. Sorry, my makeup didn't hold. Sorry.
I am experimenting. I was told the scene on Mars was most intriguing.
Make a
The Zin Crawler is a little bit more hardcore.
bluff check. Take a +6 conditional
Nice.
modifier for that Zin Crawler statement. That's a very
I can
good.
name drop. Mars ain't got shit on the crawler.
I just got the answer.
You said bluff check? That is going to be a 31.
You can see she straightens up a little bit, kind of throws this element of washcloth down on the table, and she crosses her arms. And she says, "You do look like you could take care of yourself. Perhaps you could be a dear and clear those douchebags out. We could all get back to partying, and I could make it worth your time. I've already spent 10,000 on these tickets. Tell me, have you ever seen silence? Have you ever experienced silence?
No.
No
Echo
bluff
thinks
check
about
needed.
what they think silence is, and they're just like,
Wait, that sounds awesome.
You know how last night in the middle of your sleep you heard twang, 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 twang?
Yeah.
Echo's just thinking about like the most interrupted, what should have been a really restful and recoverable sleep.
And then,
What seems like just a bubble bath?
You gotta stop the bubble bath though to get the silence on.
You know, if Echo has to go through a bubble bath in order to get silence, Echo is fine with this.
Yes!
I've experienced
Side
this at a
quest!
spa.
yeah, good trade.
Accepted.
Challenge accepted.
They nod. They gesture to the ladder and they say, "It's a bit slippery. Best of luck." Make an athletics check.
What's
It
her
is
name?
quite slippery.
Dragina.
Pat Benatar.
Benatar. I love that.
Athletics, you said?
That's it.
34.
With a 34, this is an 80-foot tall steel ladder, and it's slick. But for you, no problem. You kind of almost disjoint your fingers to allow them to wrap all the way around the rung. There is no way you're going to slide down, and you scale up quickly. As you rise, you do hear the sound change. There is the steady kind of pulse of bass. It's not what you would expect from silence. It's quite a bit louder than that, but it's still not overwhelming. And you get the sense that the show hasn't started yet, but as you rise up just beneath where there is a false sort of floorboard, elements of like this fake looking, almost aluminum, you can pull this aside and you would imagine you will be in a bathroom above. Are you doing so?
Echo does so.
You pop open. Roll a D100.
Ooh. D100. I wasn't expecting to have to roll more dice.
Someone's already in the bathroom.
Are you struggling?
Yeah. I've never had this combination before. I think it's 10.
10?
I think it's a 10.
And then that's a 1?
Yeah, right?
It's
So
1.
That's a 0 and that's a
so
a 10.
isn't that 1?
No, because this is the 10s.
Oh.
And this is the 1s.
So 10.
10. I think
Okay.
it's 10.
Okay, we did it. 10. With a 10.
Well, because like
You slide this open, and you do so in this perfect moment where the door, this is a single bathroom stall. You've seen these before. These have just a single toilet in them, and the Yosoki who was using it previously, like you can see the tail kind of sliding out the door as the door slides shut. But for just a moment, you actually get a glimpse out into this place. And you can see beyond this being the industrial bar that you had heard about prior, there is in fact a foam party that is happening. But let me bring in a visual perspective.
Whoa!
Can I have a little room?
Yeah, it's my shit. It's my beverages.
Didn't expect it to need a visual perspective. I was just gonna make a phone call.
More like you're making
The
a
last time we
phone
tried
call.
to make your last phone call.
my only phone call.
Everybody gets one.
It's mandated. It's part of my rights.
Those don't exist anymore.
Don't remember.
Sorry. Fantasy.
Talk
We're-
about goth night. Wow.
Heyo.
Sorry.
That was dark. Oh my god.
Aunts.
Boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats.
No,
Not
not the
around.
boots.
It's all right. That way people will be able to see the phone.
I love the foam.
Oh god. That's so fun.
God.
And then we're just going to put that right
What
here.
the fuck is this? Look at these, they're so cute.
Okay, and then let me go.
What are those?
The little foam bubbles.
Did you say bubbles?
Foam bubbles.
Oh, I heard bubbles, and now I have bop stuck in my head.
I'll let you take photos.
Feel free to
It's going to take me a second to place some people, but I will describe what is happening because I thought I would have a little bit more time.
I'm sorry, I thought I was just making a phone call.
No worries.
And now I've discovered the finance douche bros, which
No,
you know,
you're 1v6ing.
1v6ing 6 Chads, though.
No, I'm 1v6ing an entire social encounter, which Echo
you're gonna
is
die.
not good at.
Right, you gotta convince them to stop having fun.
I gotta convince people that silence is more fun without knowing what silence is.
I mean, Simon and Garfunkel.
Well, you're trying to restart the fun, right? These finance guys are the buzzkills.
Well, Echo doesn't. I don't know that. Cara doesn't know that. Cara thinks that maybe the entire audience might want the Finance Douche Bros. Because, a foam party sounds fun.
Finance Douchebags could also be a name of a band.
Exactly. They could be like.
Finance Douche Bros.
That's-
The best band.
Honestly, to be fair, Joe, I did think that was the band name to start.
Oh, that's amazing. This is the one I'm putting outside, actually.
Is that the bouncer?
No.
Just a guy hanging out near the door?
It's the Finance Douche Bros.
I love these little beads.
I feel like uplifted bears
call you
always
back.
end up in places that are significant and important.
Give me 1 second here.
Maybe I should play an uplifted bear instead of my planned backup character.
Pull on our sci-fi
Maybe.
jukebox again. All right.
Anyway, is Echo coming out of?
So, you are coming out of the bathroom that is right near the entrance, right over there. Oh, let me pull up my combat camera here.
This thing?
Yeah.
Yes. So, you can see a little bit on the combat cam here, but you can see a much greater detail at AlberonRPG if people take pictures.
Switch this way.
You can see Echo for just a moment, a glimpse into the seating area. There are people who look frightened off in that distance. People have kind of crowded off in that distance. You can see there is decor in the center that is designed to make this place look like a wasteland. You can see there is like shipping containers. There is metal across most of the space. Right over there, that little turbine is pumping all the foam out onto the floor. It's kind of flooding from over there. Yep. And you can see there are just lights that flash here. The stage over there, projecting beneath it, there is just the simple slogan, "No gods, just bass." And up above, you can see there are just these crazy screens and amazing effects that are not on. All of them currently off. Most of what is happening is just kind of ambient lights. It seems as if the show has not started, and you can see why. For just a moment, you catch a glimpse of a number of individuals who all have suspiciously slick back hair and sunglasses for this indoor location at midnight. All of them are wearing what look like martial arts uniforms with an identical sort of crest on them.
Oh shit.
Give me 1
We
second.
gotta get.
Are they?
Yeah. It's a team of pit fighters.
You can see that all
a
of these
school.
Called
individuals
the
Dojo.
finance
are
bros?
wearing the Sandstorm Lion Karate Studios gi. And this is something that probably not
Sandstorm?
Mars pit fighters.
No!
These very much look like a group of like finance bros who probably all do martial arts together and are now at this club. They are at the moment kind of bullying people off of this dance floor to take this foam space to themselves.
Wow.
And that seems to be what's going on
What a
here.
fucking
And for the
buzzkill.
moment, people kind of like a little intimidated by them. They seem to at least be able to hold their own enough to demand this space.
We have to
I
kill
got
them.
this.
Yes, you do.
Kill them all.
Echo activates the glamour projector
Okay.
and uses it to put on the pit fighter persona
Okay.
of the Shrike.
Okay.
Okay.
And is just going to like Aragorn style come out of the bathroom.
So you open the bathroom, you walk out, stepping into the foam that just rolls by like a tumbleweed almost, and you look over. The lights just shimmer across you. They sparkle across the yellow, almost like PCU kind of stuff that just reflects the lights all across the space here. Absolutely. What are you trying to do?
Echo will gauge like if they're noticed coming out of the bathroom first of all.
Almost certainly not. This is a pretty large place. It's dark. The lights are really taking a lot of the attention off you. You can see maybe 1 or 2 of the people briefly look over. The Yosoki like scurries away from the bathroom, and then behind the sort of counters of the bar area, you can see actually often to your left or behind you to your left, there is a trio of stalls that are opened up here in the Sandstorm Lounge. One of them is called the Drip Tap. You can see it seems to be kind of alcohol, the one that's furthest to the left. You see another one next to it that is called the Crush Tray. That seems to be primarily dealing in narcotics. And then the final stall is called Static Threads, and there is all kinds of silence, merchandise, and other various things that are sold there. You see antenna jewelry, you see boot patches and armor stickers, you see all kinds of things.
Echo would sneak over to the cowering people who seem afraid.
Okay.
And once they get up close to them, it's like, are you here for silence?
You can see this first person, a Farron, yellow skin. They turn to you, they look over, they look back at these kids, and they just go, that was kind of the idea, yeah, but I don't think it's going to happen tonight. Look, do yourself a favor, get out of here.
Why? What is happening?
They just kind of gesture over with their head. And following their gaze, you see this group of bros just kind of push somebody off the floor. And they kind of fall into the foam. The group of people just laugh at them, and the Farron turns to you and just says, these douchebags showed up right around midnight, causing all kinds of problems. Silence isn't going to perform with this kind of distraction.
Have they done this before?
I don't know. Who are you anyways? What's with the color?
Oh, I just came from a successful fight in the pits.
Like the Mars pits?
Yes.
Do something about these guys then.
I'm not about to punch someone without asking some questions first, which is why I'm here.
What do you want to know?
You have told me all I need to know. Thank you. Sit down.
They're already sitting down, but they just go, and they just lean back.
Don't stand up. And Echo would kind of like slink along the edge there to get like up to the foam.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
Be one with the foam.
Be one with the foam.
Sudsy. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Did all the bubbles pop?
With a natural one, you decide that in this moment you are gonna just sneak across this space. You crawl over the tops of the couches through the elements of the sort of diffused crowd to the edge of where the foam is. And what is your intention in sneaking up to this sort of spot?
They wanted to just appear in the foam, but I guess they're just gonna have to like clamber over a couple of things, and they're gonna slip and realize it's not gonna be very cool if they just appear, and they're gonna have to stand up and be noticed.
That would be ideal. So you're trying to sneak up and...
Echo was trying to just sneak up into the midst of the foam and just stand up and be scary.
Excellent.
But that's not happening.
Yeah. So in this moment, Echo, you slip. You slide. This feels like things are happening all over again. You see the scenery go by. As you are sliding on this floor, you look to your left and you see all of these douchebags looking at you. You see one person who turns to the other and they go, yo, Stonks, look at that. And you just slide right past them. They laugh at you. And you get like a solid 6 seconds of laughter just straight in your face. It's a whole round that goes by.
I love this show. Thank you.
There's like 6 or 7 of them. They're all wearing this stupid gi. Almost all of the gis are too small. Like they're just all one size fits all. And they just laugh at you right as you slide. You see one of them opens the storage container and you just slide right inside and they shut it.
Oh, damn.
Oh.
And they slide this big steel bolt shut.
Oh.
And you just hear laughter. There is no foam in here. There is just rusting metal and little elements of prepackaged food.
Disintegrator pistol.
Sure, you load up the disintegrator pistol.
Hopefully it's not reflective.
Hopefully it's not echoey in there.
Hopefully, it's not a big.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That's going to be a 25.
25, easy enough. You shoot at this container and you melt a hole straight in the side. You hear yelling, and that will plunge you straight into initiative.
Oh, fuck.
nice.
We're gonna pause though and go back to the rest
I
of
was
the group.
thinking. is-
I think I go here and just take them all.
Probably, maybe, we'll see.
Good I healed you.
I am too.
Yeah, good thing you weren't. You were like, I'm fine.
Rested.
I wanna
So
see Echo.
18
You could also just
seconds
run.
prior,
18
Also
seconds prior.
we flash back to where all of you are right as Echo leaves. What are you all
It
doing?
took us like 20 minutes to get to where you were.
Well, Shade was gonna try to secure the pump area as best as possible, so that if Ares does come this way, it's like just looks like any other disabled pump. And
You did that prior the previous night, pretty much to the best of your abilities,
then,
and especially with a little help from Gibbs and from Echo. This is, and actually inadvertently a little help from Spice, who cleared out a lot of the contraband. It's a pretty well disguised site. It looks just as ruined as the rest of it.
I guess I would just stay on guard and wait for Echo to get back.
Anybody else? Anything?
Probs is probably just gonna sit around and just. I'm so lost. I don't know why Bastion said that.
Said what? About Maldros?
Yeah.
Because they're, like, working together, it seems.
No,
I don't think that they were working together.
They're at least aware of enough of each other to not step on each other's toes.
I believe that we found at least 2 of the individuals who have access to Gaia's mutagen in its unadulterated form.
I don't know, because I always thought one of the individuals, the directors told us that it was someone in Jacinto.
That would be Lydell.
Yeah. But maybe this is a third individual that the director didn't even know about.
There were others that the director had not identified.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Wasn't it my mom? Isn't my mom involved?
Yeah.
Your mother was a benefactor for some of the research that was done.
It's bad.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys. I feel like before, I don't know, I'd look out into space and I'd feel like there was a storm coming. Something awful was going to happen, but now I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's a race. Maybe a race to get out of the storm and people trying to benefit from the storm. I don't know what's going on, but there are more parties to this impending, whatever gut feeling that I have is going to happen to us. Maybe Maldros is going to benefit from this, or maybe he's not trying to benefit, maybe he's trying to react to it. And other people are trying to react to it, but everyone's reacting in different ways. And I don't know what's going to happen when everyone comes to head for it.
So, I mean, this is a powerful substance, and we are unlocking a key for sure. If we finish all of these things on Mars, the director / Mosaic has access to all of this stuff. And we are trusting that that is better than Maldros?
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, because
We chose sides a long time ago.
it's not that I'm a big fan of Maldros. It's just what Miles said before he left me on the prison. He said, and also what Emma said. They both kind of gave off this vibe of saying we don't understand what's happening, that the universe is changing, and we need to prepare because they're preparing too. But I don't understand.
Are we prepared to play this part when we don't know? We don't know everything?
Guys,
I'm just saying. I'm fine with it.
we've
Nothing
been
has
together
changed.
for months now. I trust you guys like I trust my own pinky to get to my nose.
What's,
I think we're fine.
But you don't have all of your loved ones in one specific location that's under the lock and key of.
What if I said all of my loved ones are here
Oh,
with us right
that just
now?
does it for me then, I guess. We just...
And Echo's not here, so they don't actually count as my loved ones.
No,
Just kidding!
no.
Just kidding! I'm joking!
yeah, guys, I mean, I think that lovey-dovey stuff is great, but I don't think it's about, trusting each other. I think it's about being prepared. And I don't know, I think maybe...
What? Do you not feel prepared? We have fought dangerous battles, Bubbles. We have survived. We are survivors.
But what if we don't know when we give this over and we find out something and we regret it? What if we just set up a little...
That happens every single time we fight.
Yeah, but the nuke's got like a double key thing. What if we were the double key thing for the Gaia's mutagen pipeline? What if we set up like a red button so that way when if something bad happened or we decide that we don't trust who we gave it to, we could...
I don't
Stop the
don't hate
pumps.
that idea at all. I think that's a good idea. I've honestly, I've kind of felt mistrustful of the director myself. I mean, I trusted in concept, but I don't trust anyone really with this guy's mutagen, to be honest.
Do you trust yourself with it?
Oh, I wanted to see it destroyed.
So can we do that? Is that something you can do? Can you
But what if it's the key to saving populations of people?
Then we'll never have to use and hit the big red button. But if it's not and we regret it, then when the button's there.
Well,
we don't
what
feel
would
bad
make
about it.
us regret it?
What if we find out that the whole thing, this whole quest is secretly Dr. Maldross or someone even worse than him, who's really behind Mosaic LLC, and the director's just...
God, I thought I had
walkie-talkie.
trust issues.
I'm just saying!
No, I don't think Gibbs is wrong here. What do
So
you
what
think?
do you have faith in if you can't trust the people that you
guys!
love?
I trust. That's why it's like we should hold some key, and if everything's great and hunky-dory, we never need to use it. And if it's not, then I trust that if I should die in battle, that you would stop it.
What do you think,
Not
Captain?
it.
What do you think, Captain? Do you think there's a way we could possibly make this sort of pump, I don't know, with a failsafe so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands if for some reason, whatever the director's planning isn't as innocent as we think?
I think that something of this power and capability already existing is enough for us to not be able to control it. We can do what we want, but someone will have this power sooner or later.
But not if we
Whether or not
blow
we
it
will,
up.
Where are you
I
gonna
don't think
send the
that is
nuke?
going to be possible. There's more information about this that we don't know, that others do, like Maldross and those who have viable pieces of this. Destroying it here is not going to resolve the issue. Controlling this area, utilizing it in a way that it was meant for, intended by the director, is the best way to figure out if it is something that could be beneficial.
But what if it's not?
Then we will deal with that.
Then we have to come all the way back down here after having set it back up.
Is
Once we give
something
them the
like
key.
the logistics going to get in the way of that for you, Gibbs?
Potentially, if we're 5,000 million light years away and it's just a physical not possibility.
Is this the first time that you're considering these things?
No, I mean, I think that, I put tinfoil in the med bay because I got worried that the director hearing some of those conversations was putting him at an unfair advantage.
Everything that we have done up until this point has had consequences.
So,
Ripples that have gone beyond our scope, that you are not even aware of, that I am not aware of. Everything that we do and everything that we choose will have consequences. We will act upon them as they come.
but being prepared is a bad thing?
No.
That's not what I'm saying.
I think you're talking too vaguely for me to understand.
No, I guess what Shade is trying to say is maybe it is too late. I don't want any guy's mutagen to get out because I don't want any more. Bubs is like look at his hand.
Pandora's box has been opened. It is hard to put the contents back in afterwards.
Yeah.
But we are giving this pipeline and doing all of these things because we had some amount of faith that the director is going to do something good with it to prevent the upcoming wars.
Because Gaia's mutagen was originally designed for the purposes that the director intends. Whether or not those are good does not matter. The mission is to complete that objective.
Spice is going to put her hand underneath Bubbles' hand, and as he says, I don't want this to happen to anybody else or whatever you just said, she's going to say, but beautiful people have come from it. And then she's going to turn away.
Bubs is like kind of like do that anime like refocus. What was
Plot
that?
rekindling.
Yeah, it's just I agree with what Gibbs is saying though. It's and I agree with Shade.
You can't agree with both when we disagree with each other.
No, guys, listen. I agree with Shade in that I don't think we can put the cat back in the bag. Gaia's mutagen is out.
Mm-hmm.
But I also agree with Gibbs in that something deep down, I don't know if I trust the director. I'm scared of all my friends and family members being trapped in that place if it turns out to be a place that I don't want them to be. And it's just, look, I remember asking the director where it's primarily located. It said it on a base on Lunar and also in Helsinki. If something happens, we could always try to figure out a way to destroy the director that way.
You guys are assuming the worst. I am a betting woman, and I have put all of my chips in the safety of the vivarium, in the directive. I fully trust the director, and I am ready.
I'd be thrilled to be wrong.
Yep.
I would be thrilled that the director is trustworthy and my friends are safe and everyone's happy and I live to be a whole 30 and then die a happy death. But Pandora's box is open. We're part of that pipeline. Why not just add an extra key to it? Something that only we know about.
What if somebody steals the key off of us?
I'm thinking metaphorically a key, like maybe like a launch code,
Oh,
or like
Jesus.
you'd send a text message to a specific number and like this little pumpy thing like stops or some shit.
Gibbs.
Can't
Gibbs is
somebody
gonna make
get
a
that?
Rube Goldberg machine.
Yeah.
I don't know what the
What is
mechanics
it
of it, but
ultimately that you desire from this?
world peace, stopping the
No.
upcoming war.
Ha!
No.
Sorry.
What?
You want control.
Yeah, a little.
These things are already beyond our control. We can shift the tides how they will. But what you're asking for is not possible.
Because you can't do it, or because you won't.
Take your pick.
Guys, I don't like the
It's
tension
getting
in the air.
hot in here.
Guys, I don't like the tension. I feel like we're all on the same team here. We're disagreeing how to solve this issue, which is honestly, I feel like is a problem with the galaxy at large right now.
So who's blue and who's red?
Everyone's trying to solve some kind of issue, and no one's agreeing on how to do it. We won't solve this issue by getting at each other's throats like this. At least us has to stay together.
You're not wrong.
See us getting at each other's throats.
I'm sorry.
It is
I
okay
think this
to
is a normal
disagree.
disagreement between Shade and I.
I'm sorry. I'm so worried about this guy, mutagen, and
I worry that we've seen the positive impacts. I mean, obviously it changed my life for the better. And in a lot of ways, Bubbles, I think it's changed your life. And some of those outcomes and pathways have been good because they've gotten you here.
Yeah, I guess.
But we are trusting, as we've opened this flood, that it's going to continue to be used in a positive and beneficial way without understanding the full scope.
Our best understanding is that the director has positive intentions. We know this based on empirical evidence and historical choices made. There's no reason to doubt the director now, any more than we have in the past. I have my own misgivings. I've discussed them with Echo and all of you before. But we still have no better options.
Yeah.
Gaia's
And I'm
to the director.
I'm sorry. I just didn't like the tension in the air, and I don't know. Maybe I kind of got worried and overreacted because the mutagen is kind of a sensitive topic for me. But I think that we at least have a game plan for what we're doing. We'll play it by ear, and I don't know. I wish that was a strategy, playing it by ear. Maybe Mosaic could be something more, like a reactionary force that tries to stop these kind of things. Like more than just our group.
It is better to be proactive in those situations, Bubbles. If you're waiting for things to happen, it's already too late.
Yeah. Maybe.
Or you could be flexible and go with the flow.
But you can't be flexible and go with the flow if you haven't set up your pieces in a way that's useful.
I disagree.
I'm just saying if
Speaking of pieces, we're missing.
We're missing one.
One of our teammates. Has Echo checked in with any of you guys yet?
No, they're taking forever to get back.
but I know that they're still alive and they're
Everything
10,000
okay?
feet away from
Whisper
us.
Tom, at this moment, Echo, you have this disintegrator pistol loaded in your hand.
Y'all good up there?
I am just helping silence.
Are you
Like
firing?
capital S.
We already
Or-
went over this. I fired. There's a hole.
It's true.
Okay.
It's true.
So,
All right, you're really trying to kill your character off. We all. All right.
Damn, you
Alright.
just leveled
These are
up.
karate gi
I just
people.
leveled up. This is.
It's the Karate
cosplay.
Kids. Yeah.
I am.
They're
pit fighter.
drunk.
so
They're probably like
I don't know.
level
It's
two.
pretty easy to get real weapons into conventions. I can tell you that.
Echo,
That's a thing to say on camera.
plausible deniability gun. In this moment, you fire the disintegrator pistol. You hear the sound of steel just being like evaporated as Echo fires this, melts the hole, and foam floods in along with the rest of the lights. And because it is 8 o'clock, right before we roll for initiative for this encounter, why don't we step away for a quick break and then we will be back.
Are we all rolling?
There will be a countdown
No,
on your screen.
it's
No,
literally just
you guys are so
Echo.
far away.
Yeah, I feel like you could do it.
We'll be back at the end of this countdown. We'll see you then.
You only need-
And we're back. Thank you for sticking with us through the break. If you did, if not,
fun.
welcome to Starfinder. You are a part of it now.
Sorry.
And Echo, go ahead and roll for initiative as you square off against a bunch of finance bros in a foam pit in the Sandstorm Lounge.
I wonder what Echo's up to.
I'm sure they're fine.
All right. All right, Echo.
17.
17.
Oh, it's not just
Okay.
Echo versus the karate geese. It's Echo the foam.
Yes, the
Versus
foam
the-
is
Foam has a layer action.
the foam is indeed Echo's biggest foe here. The faux foam.
The
Oh,
Karate Crypto Kids will be going at initiative
Oh,
order
the
18.
worst.
Echo will be going at initiative 17, and then everybody else at initiative order 0. So, the Karate Crypto Kids watch as you blast your way out of this thing as they had all just begun to laugh at you. Instantly, you can see they strike these poses, various very stereotypical karate-looking poses. You see somebody doing the Karate Kid like crane stance, nothing that actually would really work, and then they break stance completely and just mob rush you. Very much like Matt said, they do form a circle around you. Oh, do we have? Can you grab
Echo's
your
mini.
Echo's mini? Okay, thank you. Echo,
Just
so
Echo's,
you
though.
just blast your way out of this
We're all
thing,
hanging out with a nuke.
and then almost instantly you are beset. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, lovely.
Oh,
Did you bring any of those grenades with you?
no. Spike
Dang.
has them.
These guys are ballsy for having just disintegrated steel.
I don't know. I feel like
Yeah, wait.
So they rush
find out.
up to you, and they immediately, you see not fists, not knives, not even guns. They immediately form the flats of their hands, and they start trying to karate chop you.
Oh, that's the worst.
Each of them is going to take a single attack against you. Let me just see
Are
how
these
many dice
peasants?
I have.
Villagers?
Yes.
They're
That's how you
not
break your hand.
peasants.
they are peasants.
Okay, that's one natural 20.
Okay.
Reroll. Use your one
he's
reroll.
definitely the,
Yeah, there you go.
the boss of that.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to assign it to their boss. That is absolutely going to Jax. So this is going to be
Jax with an X.
a 26 against your KAC.
It's actually 2x.
So one of them hits with a natural 20 critical hit. Echo.
It's just gonna be like a slap in the face.
This person, blonde hair, straight back, sunglasses, kind of down low over their bridge. They raise their hand up and they say, "I send you back to the Shadow Realm." Yeah! And they see you right on the edge. And Echo, you take 4 points of bludgeoning.
Oh man.
As they
You were
slash
right.
into you.
You were right. I was
And-
scared. You were right.
Can you make a reflex saving throw, please?
Oh, you might slip.
I think that's it.
Fitness biz.
Weirdly, that's difficult math from 22.
22.
No, 32.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Very sloppily, they chop you right on the base of the neck, and you watch as in almost in slow motion, they guide their foot around yours. This is a classic foot sweep, and you easily dodge out of the way. They almost slide in the foam at
Echo
this.
just picks up their leg.
The rest of them just start chopping into the foam. The foam flies everywhere, and you can hear somebody go, "I got him!" They're just like chopping into this foam. Not a single other hit hits you. Echo, what are you doing?
I thought maybe some pit fighters had interrupted the festivities here. It seems I was wrong. Did you see my last bout? And then they'll just hold up their gloves and cause it to spark, and then reach out for, use that, like, sleight of hand to, like, reach out and just kind of grab him.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make your first check.
It's fucking Mac from Always Sunny.
It really is.
Karate chopping is actually a great.
I
way to
might
break
be
your hand.
convicted of murder. So that is going to be 30, 44 for the trick attack to
Yeah,
see if
that's
it hits.
successful.
This is a great song.
It's so goth.
It's a sci-fi jukebox. There you go.
And then
Or goth thing.
Echo recognizing that it's like these are weenies. They're going to like reach out and grab them like for the attack and deactivate the like the lightning as they touch them, so it's non-lethal.
Okay. I think when you're an operative using trick attack, that's not.
Cool. Well, it might be lethal, and
Yeah,
Echo
yeah,
might
yeah.
be wanted for murder.
We'll see.
I mean,
It's okay. It's the
The
underground.
pit fighter
scene.
might be wanted.
Death
for
is cool.
Not
So that's going to be a 31, boss.
Yeah, 31 hits. That is a trick attack, successful. In this moment, you rise out of the foam. You state this, your knuckles crack electricity into the foam, and elements of the suds just burst, and it becomes like a starburst in the room. You hear from the kind of crowd that was cowed off in the tables before, this delighted, as they see the foam go everywhere.
Oh, sorry. Did I burst your bubble?
Oh, that was good.
You guys keep saying bubble, and I'm like a dog who keeps hearing his name in conversation. I'm just like, what?
We start panting.
Wow, look at all the bubbles.
It's an okay spread for what I'm hoping to accomplish.
Hopefully you don't.
Oh,
outright
science
kill
is
them.
playing with bubbles.
So for an envoy, the 14th level up, I could have taken a
this is a
thing
good
where
one.
I could like yell at my allies and be like, do it non-lethally. At the last
You
second.
turn and
I
you
didn't take it.
grab him, and at the last second you do disable the electricity, but it doesn't matter as you crush his throat in your hand.
Oh!
You just a little too fast. The sort of momentum that you're used to in combat. You have just taken a long rest. You're faster than you're used to. You're stronger than you're used to.
Oh.
And the healing that Gibbs gave you, perhaps just a little bit more vigorous than you recognize as you crush his windpipe. You feel bone break, and you see the eyes instantly become bloodshot beneath the sunglasses. And you just release him, and he sinks back into the foam.
Joe, mechanically, is this man dead?
Oh, very much so.
Oh no!
Not even a serum of healing could restore him?
You don't know, or you don't have an action to make a medical check anymore since he used it to kill him. Anything else?
Oh my god.
Oh.
I can take him back.
Anything else, Echo?
The finance, bro?
All right, that is Echo's turn.
Yep.
That brings us to initiative order 20.
Running terror?
Off in the distance. Well, actually, let me
The
do everybody
police.
else.
I mean,
And
we're
this
still
sector?
underground.
What even is
The
it?
people who are off in the distance, kind of in these tables, you can hear that shocked wow as they like look up at the foam, and that seems to have distracted them for the moment. As the corpse sinks down into this foam, they just disappear, at least for now. But there is still 5 of these guys who are just like, 4 of these guys who are surrounding you. And Echo, you hear, Jax, look for Jax! But 2 of them are going to continue to attack you.
4. There's only 3.
Just cutting through the foam, not hitting you at all. The other 2 just dive down and begin to look for their fallen comrade.
Can't find his corpse in the bubbles.
Maybe like 10 feet away in the middle of the dance floor, one of them pops up. They take their sunglasses and just whip them off, and you just hear, Jax, I'm coming for you! And just dips back down. They're looking for this guy. The corpse has disappeared into the foam. If you're going to murder somebody, this is not the worst place to do it.
Nice and quiet.
They were stepping on you.
Okay. That is the Crypto Bros. Echo, you release your grip on this person's throat. They sink down into the foam. What do you want to do?
Just murdered a guy.
An innocent civilian.
Not the
Who's the
first.
bad guy now?
It's not the first time.
Swift action hands a serum of healing to the one of the guys. Like, you might require this.
This is
That's
the
a
second
good
guy who's
one.
like in the foam, just digging through, and then just it's Echo's eyes staring straight at him, and you can see he just like holds his arms up to shield himself, and you just hold the serum out. He like
Take it.
looks in, he unsteadily just reaches out and grabs it.
And then Echo was going to disappear out the door.
You just disappear, the foam to either side, and there is just this parting of the foam sea as Echo takes off and into the alleyway. Echo, with your movement, no problem. You explode out the door and into the street that is crowded. It's about 1 a.m, and here there are partygoers everywhere. Hundreds of people in the street here. And as you exit, you are right outside the Crimson Nebula Dance Club, which is open in front of you. You can see just velvet curtains covering the doorway, but inside much softer music kind of pulsing out. Off and to the left and to the right, there are other bars that line the area. You see the Neon Spur next door, and you see the Red Halo just down the way. But you are in a crowded place, and if you want, you can just dash into the street.
Echo's going to dash into the street and then dash into an alleyway and then adjust the glamour projector so that they're normal John.
Okay. You become
Normal
a
Brave
peasant from Darkbriar. No problem.
Excuse me, Petrichor. Normal John was first seen in Petrichor.
There's a couple places.
There's a couple places
He
Normal
travels.
John's
He's
popped up.
well traveled.
Petrichor, Darkbriar, Mars.
Press the wrong button.
No, this is fitting for normal John.
This is
A
Normal
villager
John's
just like
street.
Oh,
So
didn't notice
you
you
duck
that.
into the alley. You can hear like shouts. There is elements of commotion, and then after a couple of seconds, you do hear these shouts of these kind of crypto bros as they spill out from the club looking for a murderer. They like rush out. There is quite a commotion in the street, but like a minute goes by, 2 minutes go by. You are regular John. Are you gonna chance kind of peeking out into the alley?
No, Echo is going to, as Normal John, just kind of like join the crowd.
Okay.
And while doing the crowd walk, is going to contact the director.
Okay.
Because that was the primary goal.
But does silence go back on now?
No, for sure not.
I don't think a
I don't
corpse is
know.
that much of a buzzkill. I'm just saying.
I guess we'll find out. But
How
in
many
this
people
moment,
die in a
you
club?
call and
He
very
drowned in the
quickly,
foam.
you establish a connection with the director. Okay. What are you saying?
First site secured.
Very good, Echo. Who should I dispatch to hold the site?
Any recommendations for the sludgy pumps in the muted sector?
The newly reconstituted Mosaic Team 4 would be an appropriate choice.
Unfortunately, those pumps are also located within the proximity of a nuclear device wanted by Ares. Any suggestions for liaising with them?
Echo, have Ares remove this missile.
Thank you.
Okay.
Fucking great.
Please arrange for Mosaic Team 4 to be dispatched to the pumps. Advise them that mutant sludgies might still be in the area, and caution should be taken. The pool of mutant sludge that happily bubbles nearby in the facility should be left alone, and given regular meat pucks.
Oh, nice. Smart.
We will speak about this later. But Mosaic Team 4 shall be dispatched imminently.
Director, query. Define imminently.
Within the next 40 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Thank you. I shall pass this along to the team lead.
Is there anything else you wish to report, Echo?
We have plans to dispatch the barriers to the canals to improve flow. Currently, the pumps are not in working operation to prevent overflow in the T-Town area. Once the T-Town area is cleared, we have plans to liaise with the Edict of Junk.
It sounds as if you have a firm plan in mind. Continue to execute this plan in a timely manner. We are well ahead of schedule.
That is wonderful to hear. How is our guest?
Which guest are you
There's only
suggesting?
one left on the ship.
Oh, on the
Right?
ship. So, because I'm thinking vivarium, I'm thinking
Yeah.
like you have a few guests. You are inquiring after.
No, Squeak's in the apartment.
Your dead bodies?
No,
Your
dude,
dad!
Oh!
Your dad's still
Soka's
there.
on the ship still?
Yeah.
Oh,
Squeak's
nice!
not on the ship.
No.
Squeak's,
Have to go back.
He's in the
on ship.
apartment.
No, Squeak's on the ship.
Oh, you left him on the ship with Hisoka.
Aw, Soka and
I didn't do
Squeak
it
are gonna be
intentionally. I thought
BFFs.
Hisoka was
Hisoka
us.
is currently unconscious. He spends significant periods of time unconscious, similar to Spice.
that's where she gets it.
Oh, he figured out the parental controls.
He has.
Unfortunate.
Oh,
That was a 27 character string passcode.
it was 4. It was pause. PAWS.
Don't worry.
Gibbs changed it.
You changed my passcode?
I don't know. I just remember setting one that was pause.
Echo changed it to a 27-character password.
Gibbs
Turns
like,
out there was
logging,
two.
Gibbs is like, this sucks. No, pause. Gibbs just
Reset
like,
it and put pause.
Got it correct. It was like,
You're like
change
it wasn't
password.
Gibbs.
Pause.
Soka got it on like the second try.
God
There's a
enacted
sticky note under the machine.
Yeah.
If you search it up. Like the way people keep it under the keyboard.
Yes.
random
Gibbs
encryption.
kept forgetting it.
I
Gibbs.
suppose unconscious is better than loose in the city.
Very much so.
unconscious is better than loose within me.
Agreed.
Goodbye, Echo.
Goodbye.
He's
Communication goes
impregnated
on.
more than one.
Is the telepathic link viable at this distance?
No,
Damn.
it's like 120 feet.
All right.
But if you
Let's
hurt
put
yourself, I feel it no matter where you are.
Concert,
As long as you're on the
concert.
planet.
So if Echo
got
goes
encryption.
over the spot where the nuke generally is that within
No,
120
it's
feet?
not.
It's not. It's
Yeah.
too tall.
Is that
too
within
tall.
500 feet?
There's no sense of
why
just probably get
120
back in there
feet?
before the cops come. And just, no one would see you.
It's within 180 feet, yeah.
So the
520
telepathic thing wouldn't work, but I could teleport us from where we are to above ground.
Echo doesn't require assistance. Echo just wants to report in.
I
and
can't
also
help you.
let y'all know that Echo just murdered a bitch.
I'm just saying we could avoid that whole thing and never find out if silence actually played by teleporting out of here.
Gotcha.
No, I'm gonna know if silence played.
Echo would directly
go.
ping Shade.
Okay.
I don't know if I.
It's like, report.
We have to get this Pat Benatar.
Unfortunate situation.
Go on.
Civilian neutralized.
That's a good way to put it.
But silence is playing.
Echo says none of that. Echo knows that there's a possibility that his communication is monitored.
There's a pause.
Dot, dot, dot.
Have,
Dot, dot, dot.
Yeah.
have you contacted the director? Are we free to move?
Echo sends like a visual image of a countdown of 40 minutes.
Mosaic Team 4 will arrive in 39.
Did they tell us which way
38.
they're entering?
Well, no. Mosaic Team 4 will be dispatched in 40 minutes,
Oh.
which is very impressive. It will probably take them a day to get here, as it will take a minimum of a day to get
The counter
pretty much
counts
anywhere.
up to 24 hours.
Did you tell them how to enter?
No, they'll be dispatched. I'm assuming that Echo will have to go and
Okay.
get them and show them.
Okay. Cool.
Probably be taking a quick run out to the Bobby Lee Memorial Space Station.
Echo then follows up with, "It is recommended that our hosts get their luggage."
What? The fuck does that mean?
Contact them. Go to the base.
You do have a communication line that you can just reach out to Ares with.
Oh.
That was who you were supposed to contact when you retrieved this missile.
Echo, so it's like midnight now, right?
It's about 1 in the morning.
1 in the morning. All right, Echo.
Try to bring the contact physically here. We will return with them. No, never mind.
It's like Echo will wait until
We'll
start
kill
of
him.
business day.
Wow.
This is probably gonna be an investigation.
Yeah.
Echo sends, starts drafting like a whole missive to the Ares contact with like a file folder of their images
Okay.
because that's all they have, and also a message that the team is actively guarding the nuke site, keeping it safe,
Okay.
and we are ready to like escort to the site.
Are you just are you drafting it or are you sending it?
Drafting. This is Echo actively drafting, and then we'll send.
Okay.
and then finishing with escort is waiting by the Ares compound.
Okay. And are you sending like the location of where that missile is?
Echo will send the ping of the location of the missile and their ping for where they are as the escort.
Okay.
If they use Echo as an escort, great. If
Absolutely.
they don't, Echo will send.
You dispatch this message. It's about 1 a.m.
Yep.
No problem. You get off the communicator with Echo. Are you telling the rest of the team anything?
Yeah. Everyone prepared to dispatch in less than 24 hours.
Yes, Captain.
This area will be secured by Ares soon, and then we will come back for the pumps. Mosaic Team 4 will be securing this area.
Nice. So Ares is USR, right? Yeah.
Ares is a weapons manufacturer that is often in partnership with the USR.
And it was Admiral Woe who gave us clearance to get into the Ares, right?
He gave us some help, but
They
Ares
gave us.
gave us clearance themselves too.
The nuke
Okay.
was property of the USR.
Spice
It was
does a
munition
selfie with the flash
housed
on in
at-
front of the nuke. And she goes, "Say cheese, everyone!" And she flashes it and goes, she just sends it to Woe. And it's like, she's tired and looks terrible, but she's got Woe's contact, so she just sends it to Woe.
Phenomenal. You send a picture of a missing strategic weapon to the Admiral of the USR.
That says, "Got him."
I cannot judge. I have just murdered somebody in cold blood in a club that I had no stakes in.
USR shouldn't know that their missile was stolen.
Well, I'm sure they do.
No,
Now they do.
Now the whole point was that they didn't know.
You take the picture, you send it to Admiral Woe, and almost at that exact moment, not 8 minutes after Echo had sent that missive off to Ares, in the distance, all of you hear these sounds.
Popping bubbles.
Of what?
Sure.
It's a similar sound to the sound that you had heard when Spice had used that teleporter for the first time. And in the distance, you can see that there is, in fact, a cloud of debris that is kind of flung up in the air.
Oh, no.
And you
Wasn't supposed to happen.
note that that cloud begins to move closer to you.
They're
What's in the
sending.
cloud? I look at it.
It's the
Mad
fucking
Max.
military.
Your eyeglasses, and sure
God.
enough, it's Mad Max himself. No, you actually see a trio of Ares Prowler engagement vehicles. These are
nice.
APCs, military-grade armored personal carriers that are roaring in a column towards you. Down the road that you have already cleared, behind them, a USR heavy tanker, a sort of tracked armored cargo carrier following in its wake.
I take out my green bean cans and start directing traffic.
Okay.
Do not give any information to them. I've already crafted a document to prepare for both of the parties involved.
Park right here, between these lines I'm drawing in the sand right now.
And sure enough, they like draw up and they kind of peel around to the left and to the right. Two of the APCs off in one direction, one and the truck off in the other. And they sort of form a circle around you. And the missile forms sort of a backdrop. But you wave them in with your green bean cans. The back hatches slam open into the concrete, and soldiers dismount. There's a mixture of USR Marines and Ares Overwatch operators that cross over the scene. Weapons are held aloft, scanning, sweeping past all of you, and really like securing the scene.
Bubs is gonna go, hi, I'm Bubs.
They just ignore you. You get clipped in the shoulder by one of them, with the exception of one man. You see an individual in a crimson suit,
I text
tailored
Echo.
to perfection.
Ares is here.
There are sharp lines that are only softened by a black silk-collared shirt that is unbuttoned just enough to suggest comfort without carelessness. This individual looks at you, Bubbles, and they meet your their gaze. They nod. They have straw blonde hair that's slicked back to a surgical precision, not a single strand out of place, and they cross the distance over to you.
Hi, I'm Bubbles.
Mosaic Team 5. On behalf of Ares Enterprises, I've come to offer you our sincerest appreciation for recovering this asset. We'll make sure to keep a closer eye on this in the future, and assets have already been reassigned to existing strategic points. Without your intervention, Jacinto would almost certainly have attempted to swoop in and offer replacement solutions. And they're quite enough of a monopoly for my taste. He turns and just kind of gestures forwards, and from this large cargo container, it begins to back up towards you, beeping in the process.
What's your name?
My name is Lucian Drake. I'm surprised you haven't heard of me. I am the Chief Architect of Peaceful Solutions for Ares.
Odd that they have a chief architect of peaceful solutions at a gun company, but I like it.
They turn to you and they say, you're now good friends with Ares, and Ares keeps its friends safe. First, cutting-edge armor from the master of the Ares foundry. And a USR grunt kind of wheels out this rack of gleaming black carbon fiber armor sets. The glint of the strands hints at the cost of this being similar to like diamond.
Wow.
This is not similar or simple carbon fiber. This is something much more. And Lucian says, Warrior Guardian armor. Warrior Guardian armor. Generation 5, just off the assembly line, fresh out of testing, and just shipping to some of the USR's more elite covert units. The WGA5 is the best in class. And mechanically, this is carbon skin diamond, level 15.
Nice.
Following that, another rack is wheeled in by another grunt. This has weapon crates. And the 5th weapon crate opens almost automatically, and Lucian Drake effortlessly, not even looking into it, just perfectly plucks out this beautiful laser. It is a titanium alloy tri-lens laser, and you can see behind that there is a tray of swords, finely crafted titanium inlaid with razor-sharp crevices that are designed to separate flesh from bone. Mechanically, this is a crate that contains 5 tri-laser elites, which are level 15. These are dueling sword rippers, which are level 15. And the final case opens up and shows in gleaming, kind of like dry ice smoke, 5 grenades that have these beautiful geometric skulls engraved into them. And Lucian says, a full set of our most advanced small arms weaponry, the tri-lensed aggregate power laser, along with a set of our newest design of the Rippers, which should carve through most bounties most handily. Word to the wise, these will not bring in people alive. These terror grenades, however, might work better for such purpose. Lastly, but certainly not least, they turn and a very large steel crate, about the entire length of the APC that is next to this truck, is wheeled out. And then a second one besides. The first is opened up by 2 USR Marines, revealing a gleaming, stealth-treated set of twin-linked rail cannons.
Nice.
Made
Nice.
from the rare star metal that you have all encountered before,
Ghost Iron?
Anubrix.
Ooh, Anubrix.
Alloyed with platinum, and Lucian says, when freedom needs access to the interior of an enemy's hull, the Ares Godsmight railgun is the best of the best. The Anubrix used in its construction will occasionally cause the projectile to phase directly into the ship, scoring instant critical damage to a system or systems. Furthermore, please take this. And he reaches into his kind of jacket and pulls out a red cred stick filter that can be slid over a cred stick reader with the Ares logo on it. And Lucian says, the Ares Freedom Card, which provides 30% off Ares weaponry. Much of what you'll find out in consumer hands is projectile-based weaponry, but give me a call if you need anything else, and I'll see what I can do. Once again, Ares, no, Mars, thanks you. And with that, he turns around and begins to walk back to the APC.
Did we get his contact info? He said we could
No, certainly not. But you would imagine, since Echo sent a communication out, and this person was here 8 minutes later,
It's probably
it's
there
probably
now.
him.
There's some things money can't buy.
I will change that
Everything
number
else.
to Lucian
There's the
Drake.
Ares
Say it one more time.
I said I'll
Thank you.
change
There's-
that number to Lucian Drake
There
in
you
my
go.
phone
You
book.
change that number.
Lucian, whatever happened to the people that you blamed for stealing this stuff?
Oh no.
He stops. He turns around, and you can see, as he turns, there's about 40 USR Marines and about a dozen other Ares Overwatch snipers that have begun to
She's
secure the
playing. She's not looking. She's like looking down at her guitar, strums a little bit. Doesn't
No
even look
problem.
up at him.
You can see like the APCs are like sort of creating a perimeter, and more of these technicians now are putting these tiny little green lights around the missile, around other elements. And he looks at you and he says, I think you took care of those guys. But in terms of the people who were supposed to keep watch on this, they're not with Ares anymore.
Where are they?
I imagine you can find out, Spice, if you really want to.
Okay.
They turn and they leave. Your name just kind of hanging in the air.
Wait. Oh, they already left?
Yes, they did.
Fuck, I want to get at least the contact information.
You do
he
have
knows
Oh, we got
us,
it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So now we can at least ask him what's up with things.
We have the hi@ares.com.
So now, in this moment, you can see there's a variety of Marines and Ares technicians placing these little lights along the missile. They seem to be preparing it for transport. What are you all doing?
Well, I wanted to give him the document of like who took it and everything.
It doesn't
and,
really seem like he gives a shit.
Yeah, but I think the USR would give a shit about.
Well, then give it to the USR, not
Because
him.
Exonautica is under USR jurisdiction, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so they would probably be concerned with an eco-terrorist plot.
Send it to Woe.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would want to contact the USR about that, but not here.
Okay. So hold on to that for now. What are you all doing right here?
Just waiting.
Spice is absolutely digging through the crates. She takes, one of the carbon skins. She takes one of the laser rifles. Rippers. Oh no, the sword is called the Ripper.
This makes my KAC 35.
You guys are up in the high levels of Starfinder.
Does that sound right?
I mean, I
Yeah,
don't know.
probably
I'm
right around that
Holy
area.
fuck.
I'm like at a 26 right now.
I
so
put
this-
it on, like, strip naked, put the fucking thing on,
Yeah, no problem.
grab the one of each of the
You
things.
just take off your vest, you put on this carbon. You are the most dressed that you have ever been.
Sorry. Mine's 34 and 35.
Holy shit! Ah!
What is
Spice,
the armor code?
Carbon skin diamond.
Yeah.
level 15. Spice FaceTimes the director and just shows them the laser, the twin link rail cannons.
So you try to send that message out, and interestingly, it doesn't go through.
Can
Oh,
I try to
how
get,
could you ignore me?
what's his face, Lucian? Because how are we gonna get this stuff
I
to
don't
the
know.
director?
Absolutely.
I'm gonna kind
You
of
go
like,
and
can
you
we-
dial Lucian up,
Well, yeah.
and your communicator doesn't go through.
I mean, he's not still like 100 feet away. He didn't. I thought
He
just,
entered
like,
into
walked-
that truck.
Oh, and he drove off.
He's in the
Oh.
truck, as far as you can
They
tell.
teleported.
The
Truck
truck
is
has
armored.
like signal blocking technology.
Just do old.
Ding dong!
Yeah, I guess. Can I go and knock on the window of the car that he just got?
You go
in?
over to this kind of
Also
like
come.
truck. You can see on the inside of it, mostly standard, save a single table that is slid, kind of attached along the side. This is normally where people might like clean or repair a weapon in between missions. But at the moment, you can see Lucian has removed this red jacket, now just this black silk shirt on, and they are getting ready to like cut into a steak. And as you arrive, they look up at you and they say, "Yes."
I apologize for interrupting your.
Well, then
meal.
just do it quicker.
Would we be able to request having the munitions and armor that you've given us sent to our ship for easier installation?
Yeah, sure. Which ship?
You're gonna trust Ares? Okay.
Well, to drop it off at the, it's at the, what the fuck is
Bobby
the
Lee.
name?
Bobby
The Bobby
Lee.
Lee
Lee.
Memorial.
Down the bay,
Yeah.
Bay 12.
Bay 12.
Nice.
Okay.
The Bobby
don't
Lee
remember.
I don't
Memorial,
know.
I take
Memorial
back my nice.
Airport. Or,
You can see
Station.
the sunglasses kind of slide down. He looks over at the driver who kind of nods, pulls up a communicator, and you hear the order go out to ready a shipping container to go out to the Bobby Lee Memorial Station. Spice, as you were like pulling weapons out, you hear one of the USR grunts go, "Excuse me, ma'am," and just like slams the thing shut, and then just like wraps this up.
That
Just
you
says,
just gave it. That, you can't take it back.
"I'm under orders, ma'am. Sorry," and just kind of wheels it back up
calm
onto the car.
down.
Get back here!
Calm down.
Spice is like,
Spice.
What do you mean?
I'm having
You
them
cannot
send
take
it
it
to
away.
the ship.
Why? I need those now.
No problem. They are being sent to the
The
ship.
ones that we're installing on the ship.
I know, yeah, the rail cannons,
Yeah.
yeah. She's still gonna put up a fight.
No worries. You put up a little bit of a fight, but ultimately, and you're able to grab the stuff that you want to grab before
Yeah.
they shut the crates. Nobody's willing to like fight you over it. But
Get away!
Excuse me, ma'am. Could you take that suit off? We gotta put it back in the box.
Oh, look away.
Give the man the suit.
No, I'm carrying it. He can carry the other 4.
But
And I put this sword in my Starfinder backpack and put this grenade in my Starfinder
no
backpack.
problem, you can. They're
it's 4 sets
literally
that go.
doing this for you. So
Yes.
anything that you guys want to take before they ship the rest away for your convenience,
take
you
a ripper
are welcome to do
Yeah,
that.
I will
it's
take a
just,
ripper sword.
it's
Okay,
just
take
for
a
the
ripper
ship
sword.
stuff. We don't have to lug a fucking ship.
It's a
weapon
lot of
back.
containers. This is a lot of stuff. And
lot
so
of
just
stuff to
to
have to lug
it
back.
back will be kind of a lot.
Ooh,
But no
nice.
problem. You have him secure this and ship it over to the Bobby Lee Memorial
What
Spaceport.
level is it? Is it Molecular Rift?
15.
It
What are
says
you talking
18.
Dueling Sword Ripper, level 15. Ripper is the level.
Oh, it's probably at the top. Okay, I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I might give it a shade.
No worries.
Take 2.
So, you all equip the items that you wish to equip. The rest are sent off to your ship. It takes about 20 minutes for them to mount lights on this missile. Is there anything that you guys are doing as
Mount
they do
lights?
this? Yeah.
They're mounting. Oh,
Little mechanical devices with tiny green lights that kind of glint off the top of them.
Are they setting up a secure location here, or are they getting ready to
they're gonna move it.
I think they're
evacuate
going to
it?
teleport it.
Because yeah, they teleported in, so presumably they're teleporting back out. But I'm watching as they're setting this
I
up.
think
'cause
when you
we're not-
actually.
I'm not planning on leaving
counting it
until they have left and we know that MT4 is like securely en route.
Sure.
I think it's called stargating when it's with runes and like
Yeah.
lights,
Um,
which is different from teleporting.
42.
Okay. With a 42, you are watching as they place these small points that, as a group, will function as a teleporter. They are going to teleport this out along with these APCs, and you get the sense that this is all coming off the machinery located on this large truck. You can actually see there is a device mounted to the top with 2 lights that are on. One is red currently, almost empty in nature, and the other is green, and probably the final charge on this device. This is likely a custom tasked team designed to pick things like this up, and they're going to remove this whole missile very quickly. You were worried about them like digging through the site. They're going to be gone in 20 minutes.
Hey,
20
remember
minutes
when we
passes.
were worried about Ares like investigating the site deeply?
And they're very uninterested. If they had been missing those grenades, all that other stuff, they never look for it. They never ask. The concentration is entirely on this missile. They don't even investigate the crates and things that are empty and around. This is a
nice.
specific mission.
Wait, so
20
then do they
minutes?
leave the crates that are marked areas?
They sure do.
Fuck yeah!
I
They only
inconspicuously
want the nuke.
stand in front of them like and pull like a little.
Actually,
No! Fuck
they
no!
wouldn't, only because they're going to get shipped back to your ship with the rest of the Ares crates. They would have picked them up
Nice!
only because you guys asked for them to be shipped.
Cool.
They
And
wouldn't.
you were standing next to him.
Yeah.
I
they
just
would-
shove it like this too. Don't forget this.
Oh, I love.
Sir, can you load this up into our bellhop?
Yeah, just put all the boxes in the same
Nice.
pile.
It's like
they're all going to the
open
same
food.
place.
You can't use it. So you
Yeah.
guys.
It was literally like the sergeant being like, "Pack it up, boys," and they were like, "All right," and they just packed up everything that's
Like,
in
I
there.
remember
yeah,
everything.
everything
They
but the
want a nuke.
nukes gotta go.
So, no problem. Packaged and.
So what was the terror grenades? Is it just
They
called
are
terror
5
grenades?
terror grenades.
Okay.
Terror or
They
terror?
are level 15 terror grenades. TERROR.
Fear grenade.
Oh, you're talking about like little,
Ah,
little
yes.
dogs, little terriers.
Scarecrow.
That'd be hilarious.
Okay.
So 20 minutes go by, and there is a loud, and the missile is gone.
Whoa.
One of the APCs is gone. The other one, and then finally, you watch as the one final Marine yanks the door shut, and that final APC disappears.
Is it teleports? Or are they
Sure.
just- okay.
Make an engineering check.
Wait, did you ask if it teleports?
Yeah.
I can't do the pop
13 probably plus 0.
stick his stuff.
0.
Probably.
It's magic. And what that magic might be, hard to tell.
It's probably like
Maybe an illusion. Maybe it's sleight of hand. Hard to tell.
quantum repositioning.
Guys, that was so cool. Like, they just came in here and they were like all business, and they like disappeared like all business, and I think it was
because there was a nuclear device that they had lost.
yeah. It was just kind of cool, and like they were cool.
You're
They lost
welcome,
the nuclear
Mary.
device.
Yeah, but we found. I mean, like guys, good job, team. Like we like did a good job. I mean, we like Gibbs. That was like great when you gave like the meat pucks to that like ooze thing, and like,
Everyone loves food.
and, like Spice. That was like really awesome. How like when you like got us by those drug dealers and Echo. Like honestly, you
I was
bet.
still not there.
Oh yeah.
Echo, but
No one cares. Yeah, and you turn to Echo and no
Echo.
one's there.
Oh,
Echo's
Echo's
just been
not back
sending
yet.
like standbys to Shade, but apparently
And on
Gibbs
your
had texted you.
communicator, you do get a communication. And this is from
Where is
initially an unknown
I
number.
thought you were coming back.
The last two digits
I
of
thought
it,
you
though, clue you in, as they are 47.
Oh,
And as you open this communication, almost certainly, this is from your cohort, Echo 47, who responds that they are en route to your location. And you note that the signature of this
that's so cute.
is the team leader of Team 4.
Oh my god.
Echo sends back little like
I'm
heart
gonna
pings.
cry. That's so cute. I love that.
So Echo 47, Human Sentinel, Scott Dragonfist, Skittermander Witchwarper, Oshana, Kasatha Mechanic, Eufril von Fraisch, Lux Alonza of Clan Urgway, and then the Human Soldier, Paul Bunchway, are all making their way.
Paul Bunchway.
Hey, the name is Paul Munchway.
Echo sends back like the little heart pings along with a congratulations 547. I look forward to seeing you soon.
You should go to the airport with a sign.
547.
Congratulations 547. I
But
see
no
you
limo.
now.
No, it's gonna be every
It's
single
just you
number.
run.
It is
No,
good to
it's
see you.
547.
72547.
But amongst friends.
Oh, okay. All right.
We're not going to use the whole government name.
Yeah.
They're on
Use the
side.
Boosted.
Government
Exactly. I'm
name.
not out here saying Adam Danger Susan Price. I'm saying
Bubs.
Price.
So, with that communication, are you doing anything or you're just waiting for your team?
Echo's just been sending like standby pings every like 15 to 30 minutes to Shade just to be
Where
like
are you at?
waiting.
I'm pumped
Sends
down
you a
here.
butt
Waiting.
photo of her new butt in armor, and it looks
Decline.
really, it looks real shiny.
No need for Gibbs butts. Echo wakes up to that on a daily basis.
It's very shiny and very well protected.
How long until... Do we know how long until Mosaic Team 4 is going to get here?
About 26 hours.
Okay.
And the space is now empty. It's substantially more empty than it had been when you had gotten here. All of the sludgies have been vanquished.
I think it's time to celebrate, and there's nothing better than going to a rave to blow off some steam and celebrate. Am I right,
I will
you guys?
say, in the interim, you could reset the DMX gate. You could make it so that X does give it to whoever comes through this.
Hey,
So
Yay!
you disable it or
That's
otherwise
true.
kind of set it aside.
That's
All
good.
right.
That's good.
That was fun.
Meet us back at the laundromat.
Yes.
No.
Wait, I wanna go elsewhere after this.
Where do
Straight
we
to
need
the
to go,
streets.
Gibbs?
I need to go get glitter.
We need to go get glitter.
Cannot not wait until tomorrow.
Nope.
I'm
We're here
I'm
now.
excited
Might
for
as
details. I've
well.
only been up like an hour. What am I gonna do all
It's
day?
1 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, that's
We
the time
also-
I go to strip club.
Yes.
You would not get it at a craft store.
I didn't think about that, but I figured I could get it for free from the strip club.
Just roll
I can get us in. I know the girls there. They're super sweet if you give them a ton of money.
Besides, what's tonight? Saturday?
If you would like to go to
The best time to go to a strip club is a Tuesday night.
Desperate.
Best time.
All right,
Let me tell you, it's the best night to go.
that's my plan, and I'm sticking to it.
Tuesdays are the new Friday.
Do you need a ride out of here? I could get us out of here quickly if you want.
I think we can make our way back through
Don't waste a spell slot. Save those.
No, it's free. It's a free jewelry.
Maybe.
You
Maybe.
would like to go to the strip club, I will not stop you.
Great.
Finally, oh my god.
All right, bye. You ready to go?
Cinema Q, clip that.
So who's going to the strip club?
So we're
with
gonna
kids?
teleport to the strip club.
Does it cost more to teleport more people?
No, it's free.
Oh,
free.
okay, so
But,
just
like-
teleport all of us, because then.
Well, you
it'll be
said you could do
quicker.
it yourself. So.
Well, if you're gonna do it anyway, I'll take the free ride.
yeah.
Alright, the
It's a-
elevator doors are
it's-
closing.
It's one of those. It's a ride share.
You have to reset the gate, Shade. You have to walk.
Oh fuck! I gotta walk. I gotta reset the
Or you have
gate.
to hold my paw.
I'll meet you at the strip club later.
Nice.
Bubs will go.
Save me a lap dance.
So everybody's going to the strip club except for Shade, who's being left to do chores.
As you like.
It's a very brief chore. It's just resetting this gate.
Shade likes the strip club. Shade likes glitter.
It's a long walk, but again,
Shade's speedy now.
even with Shade, even if Shade wasn't fast, it's only like a 20-minute walk, not fighting people the whole way there. So
It'd just be a
like,
more enjoyable walk if I had school.
definitely. But in this moment,
Said
the
you would do it
rest of
alone.
you grasp hands with Gibbs, and Gibbs, you use the circle
All
to
right,
teleport.
have fun
Yep.
at the strip club.
Where are you teleporting
everyone.
to?
Meet back
500
tomorrow
feet
morning.
up to get
Don't
us
get
out
into
into the
any
concrete
trouble.
jungle.
Well done on
This will put
mission.
you straight in the middle of the road.
Oh.
Can I aim for sidewalk?
Yeah.
Yes.
You aim for sidewalk.
Right.
That's okay.
You pop up with Spice, with Bubbles, in the middle of the crowded street of the Steel Jungle. There are people partying everywhere. You kind of appear and are instantly kind of jostled by people who like put their hands on your shoulder and go, "Oh, sorry," and just like keep going. There are people like just spraying beer places, and there is just glitter flying through the air. Little fireworks and holographic images fire off overhead. And you kind of trace your eyes down to maybe 70 feet off to the north. There is the Crimson.
No matter
Area
how
Dance
often
Club.
we do that, I hate that feeling of being teleported. It feels like my whole body's asleep.
Yeah, it's tingly, isn't it?
I don't like it.
You do hear behind you, in the sort of steel jungle, there is a very loud silence. In this moment, it is almost purposeful, and you feel like gravity pulling you into the door.
Damn it.
This silence kind of yanks you in, and it is just 12 very daring seconds of quiet that occur before the first beat drops. And it is like trains colliding in slow motion every single time a single pulse of music goes out. People cry on the inside. You see people like sinking down into their feet. People are having life-changing experiences in this club.
Drugs
Echo
do
is
that
nowhere to
to
be
you.
seen.
You're welcome.
You see this Damia Lashunta just kind of like poised up at the top. They're using a custom set of like bass modules, this wall of sound and neural linked mixing rigs. And at first you're tempted to think that this is magic, but there is no magic here. They don't need magic. This is mastery over tech and timing and tension that is visceral enough to hit you in the chest, and even at this distance you like it.
Aw.
You just shit your pants. But you hear silence begin to shake, the crowd goes wild, and you get the sense that you cannot make it back into the steel jungle. It is packed out the door.
Yeah.
But you can turn and make your way into the nightclub, or into the strip club if you wish.
Cool.
That's my
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
I'm the only one on duty today. Grab a nip.
They're having an event across the street,
Welcome
so
to
they
the
got
club. Half off today.
Well, honey, I could do that for you.
I'll
but you're gonna
I'll
have to
text
pay
the group
extra.
chat plus Echo so that Echo knows that the three of us are where we are.
Okay. Echo, they send you like a picture, and you see a some kind of like bewildered Gibbs, Spice, and Bubbles. Bubbles looks like upset. Spice looks like dreamily excited. It is like a diametric that's happening. And then behind you see this like panicked looking soaked dude in a karate gi. Like looks like he's been crying, kind of like looking like lost through the crowd. You're reminded of past deeds, but your party has made their way to your approximate location.
Nice.
You've kind of like left them in the dust. You're maybe
I
halfway
can
back
never
home.
go back to Mars.
The rest of you make your way into the Crimson Nebula Dance Club. This is a place that oozes luxury. The decor here is an elegant blend of old world opulence and then cutting-edge Martian tech. As you pass through the velvet drapes, all along the chandeliers, there are holographic images of stars that are being projected in. There's plush seating. The air smells faintly of expensive perfume and the sharp tang of ionized metal. You can see that there are pools of this kind of bioluminescent liquid, and dancers swirl in these pools. The stage itself is elevated. You can see it rotates slowly, as there is currently a individual who is a Barathu, very almost cuttlefish-like within this tank. You can see the petals that distend from these tentacles pulse almost like bioluminescent leaves in the liquid. And there's a number of people looking at them. You can see in one of the other stages there is a Vesk dancing aggressively in the water. It is almost like an aquatic acrobatics, but they move like a predator. And then you can see there is a Lashunta off in the next stage. There is a half-elf off in the distance. It's about medium crowded here, less crowded than the last time that you were here, Spice.
Okay.
You do note that the front of house person that had sort of buzzed you in looks you over as you walk up to the door, but they seem to recognize you. They nod, crimson bud hair. They have an ocular implant that kind of blinks and scans you in an instant and seems to match your picture up with the last one that they saw. And they just step aside. They kind of wave you in with these huge gauntlets that have these injectors that are mounted on the bottom.
Thanks, hon.
They nod. You can see they like look across and shake their head, and the huge Vesk wearing a sleeveless armored vest with a built-in biometric scanner and light-suppressing cloak that kind of dulls them and makes them almost blend into the back of the wall, kind of nods, and you get the sense that you're safe to enter.
Nice. You just gotta know somebody in places like this, let me tell you. You just gotta get friendly, spend a little money.
Sage Mom?
Oh, yeah, her name is, what's a good stripper name? Bunny.
Okay.
Who's Bunny?
Apparently that's the stage mom.
Stage mom.
Yeah, like, you know, like the stripper stage mom. Yeah.
The head stripper.
There is a person who's in charge of this place. You have not spoken to her. She is up on an elevated platform away from the rest of this. You can actually see very clearly the person in charge.
Nice.
Very enigmatic up in the distance. The lights are such that every now and then they flash across the PVC suit that they are wearing. You see a person. They are wearing a transparent suit, except a few tactically placed crimson panels of PVC fabric. Mm-hmm. They're wearing elegant high boots, 4-inch heels that are magnetically locked into the wall, so they stand looking down at the floor.
Oh.
They have stark cheekbones. They are in a... wearing something around their waist that at first you would imagine maybe is a belt, but looks more mechanical and complex.
So the strippers are armed.
You actually see that. Do you read Old Castrovillian, Spice?
She reads Castrovillian.
I also speak Castrovillian. Well, I speak Castrovillian.
Gibbs and Spice, make cultures checks.
Nice.
I also have 2 open language slots because I have so many.
Is Shade caught up to us, or is he still doing the thing?
So at this point, Shade, you make an engineering check. And this is to reset the gate in a way
35.
that actually give it to whoever comes through.
I got a 19 on the dice.
Nice.
Let's see if I can get that high. I don't think I got that high. Let's see.
34?
Okay. You're not able to reset the firewall in such a way that it will still exist, and so people will have direct access to the chemicals. It's still a very challenging obstacle to overcome, and you need to know that something's beyond it, because otherwise it just looks like a chemical-filled room. And so you restore it to its previous inaccessible nature.
I guess then I would make my way all the way back.
Make an athletics check as you walk through the rec room and look up at the dripping foam, now flowing down the ladder as the foam party back
can I
in full
go?
effect.
I can go that way. Yeah. Okay. I was thinking that was beyond. The,
No. This is
but
that's
yeah.
a much. That was your short.
No. Yeah. That makes sense.
That was the Skyrim
And I have
door
my
that unlocks
my
at the end of the dungeon.
clinging hand, so I have.
That's true. Don't even make a check. With the clinging hands, you were able to bypass the elements of foam, just around it, and then just haul yourself up. You remember too that you have a jetpack. Pretty easy to go. Pretty easy to go up this thing.
Yeah.
Well, who's in the bathroom when you get there?
I do like the fucking big cat run where I just do it
It's
up
like
the ladder.
3 quick bounds, and you make it up into the bathroom.
My cat used to jump up.
The bathroom is empty. As you get in, it is overwhelming. Shade, as you enter the bathroom, you almost, for the very first time, feel something. There is this music that pulses through this space, and every time that it does, it is like the empty spaces in your memory core loosen and threaten to open, and you feel... Shade, you just start doing the robot.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
The spirit of dance overtakes you. But you, even Shade, even you missing core components of who you are, feel something from this music. This is powerful. But you make your way into the
End
stupid
of quest.
Yeah.
She just stays there forever.
Yeah.
mission.
Shane
Your whole
dies.
Guys, I've
character
become a
arc. We did
silence stan.
I can't.
There is a merch booth.
Yeah,
right
you
there.
said
Buy all the merch.
buy the merch. Buy the
Buy the
merch.
merch.
You gotta support
CD,
local artists.
what the fuck era are we
No, I'm
in?
gonna pirate that
Static
shit.
No, it's
There is
like buying-
silence
Yeah,
jackets.
oh,
They are
okay.
sound reactive smart fabric. The base actually causes slight shimmering in the fabric in the stall. And it reads "No Gods, Just Bass" across the back. There is Sandstorm Lounge t-shirts. There is antenna jewelry. There is boot patches and armor stickers. Heat bonded decals that you could put on with performer sigils that glow whenever there are live sets happening.
Your new arm.
There is drip wire necklaces, these thin wire cords that light up in response to the crowd noise. There's all kinds of stuff. And Shade, it calls to you, but in this moment, your
Buy me
allies are
some.
waiting for you in the strip club across the street.
Problems.
What are you all doing in the strip club?
Can I mind link? I have a circlet that lets me do it within 30 feet.
Sure.
So it's not a spell mind link, it's just the mind link circuit. So I can telepathically communicate with the mom lady
Sure.
and say, "Hi, I'm down here. My name is Gibbs, and I would like to do some business with you and recycle some of your glitter, if possible." I know this is weird, but like totally unnefarious. Sorry if this is
Make a
weird.
diplomacy check.
No, it's like going door to door, being like, "Hey, do you have any leftover food? I'm
Right.
gonna compost for you."
I say so telepathically.
You have any
Spice
extra
is,
sweaty glitter that I can take?
It goes to a glitter farm.
You probably don't want it, right? Like it's mixed up
Like,
with some dust. I like the dust when it
We
gets mixed
sort
up
of
in it. Actually,
organize the
It's-
glitter and we use
It's
it.
actually a bonus for me.
It's actually in this new handbag that you're wearing right now. As we construct glitter.
If it's like 50%
18.
dirt, that's fine.
Spice takes a whiff of Gibbs' bad breath, speaking in a place that maybe she shouldn't be, and interrupts her by
Oh, I feel
saying, "The women here are gorgeous. Send me your most gorgeous lady," and that is my jinx, and you can reroll your check.
Much
Excuse me,
better.
ma'am. I am
29.
a patron.
29.
Much better with Spice's help.
A regular, if you will.
So you start kind of like stuttering. "Hi, my name is Gibbs. I'm down here," and
I'd like some glitter, please.
and it doesn't work out super well. You can see the eyes instantly flash down at you, and they regard you, kind of almost just piercing you in this space. And at this moment, Gibbs, you feel instantly more naked than any of the performers.
Woo!
In this moment, you feel completely exposed to not belonging here. You feel like a little kind of like dirty. You see Spice looking over at you and kind of like leaning in to smell your breath. You do not feel great. Insecurity grips a hold of you, and then Spice kind of butts in and just says, "These are gorgeous ladies. I'm a patron. Bring me one here." The woman's eyes never leave Gibbs,
Oh, okay.
and telepathically she responds to you saying, "I don't normally speak bottom, but you're interesting.
Ew.
Come." And she gestures for you to join her in this kind of elevated space. The huge Vesk stands aside, and you can make your way up to this VIP area.
But I hold my tail sort of in front of me and like I'm definitely like twiddling it.
Sure.
I'm gagged. Oh my god.
So you make your way up the stairs here.
I have bottom. For sure.
Bubs is just
I
gonna
just got called a bottom.
stand awkwardly next to Spice.
Oh yeah, I forgot you were here.
You make your way up. You kind of turn, looking up. You turn. Oh yeah, Bubbles is here too.
Woo,
So it's three of us plus this really hot lady.
Woo.
She
Oh, we all
turns.
go?
Yeah.
She looks
Yeah, no,
at
she brings
you
us up to his head.
and really kind of like still stays staring at you, Gibbs. And she says, "So you want glitter?
leftover glitter would be great. Or not leftover. Like, I just need glitter.
Who are you?
So this is gonna be a really weird story.
Baby, look around. There is a jellyfish that will give you a hand job for 20 credits in the back room. This is a place for strange things.
Yeah.
Try me.
Cool. So I made friends with this woman who's really into blowing things up. And in order to make it more appealing for her to blow up something specific that I would like her to blow up, she asked that if I could put some barrels of glitter, it would be like a good show. And so I was thinking like glitter and fireworks and all these things. But to be honest, I wouldn't need her favor if I could just afford the grenades myself. So I can't really afford it, nor can I really afford like a bunch of glitter. So I thought, you must throw out a bunch of glitter every night. Like maybe we could make a deal that I just, do a custodian shift and fill some trash bags with glitter, and then 2 birds, 1 stone? But like not in a weird way, but like I don't know, maybe this is weird. Yeah.
She leans really close to you, and then she smells you. And she says, there is much more than garbage here. She leans in really close to you.
She's
she
level
says,
15 caster.
Who are you really?
Okay. I'm a little bit of a magic rat. 'Cause I can do magic. I can heal somebody. If you need a healer for a couple nights, I could do that. Like, I'm sure people twist their ankles on the stages all the time, or slip, or sometimes I kill people, but I don't really want to kill people for glitter. That's not really worth it to me, I gotta be honest. But I could.
And not really a service that we cater to around here.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought I'd offer. It's like one of those skills on my resume.
It's so cheap, glitter.
Your accent.
Mm-hmm.
You're from Petrus.
Uh-huh.
What are you doing all the way on Mars?
Well, I took a job with a bunch of cool people.
What cool people? Ah.
Yeah.
Well, that's not terribly interesting to me.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. It's more of a side gig.
Have you tried a craft store?
So again, if I could afford it, like that's more like paying for the thing that I want. I thought maybe I could do it for free and scavenge it. Scavenging's kind of the thing that I do best.
This is a bit too expensive for you, I'm afraid.
Oh, I'm sorry then. I didn't mean to bother you or waste your time, pretty lady.
She continues to just stare at you.
You're gonna have to, Spice will step in front and be like, if you keep looking like that, you're gonna have to, that's not for sale. That's what
Everything's for sale.
Well, how much are you offering?
She looked over at Gibbs.
Gibbs is just blushing under her fur and is just mortified.
She's new to this.
And she's like,
fresh one.
Did you just offer up a virgin?
Yeah.
I might have.
This just
You're
brings something
willing
a
to
lot
exchange
different.
whatever service Gibbs might offer for used glitter.
Well, not whatever service. Gibbs is the owner of her own body.
Gibbs. So you are her.
Oh,
Bottles.
Oh.
do you want the merch? I pull out a Petrus Junk Balls Will Always Junk bumper sticker.
No, dear. I dress in clothing. But the work that you have done on Petrus is fascinating.
Oh, yeah. It hasn't quite had the ending that I was hoping it would, but I feel like we really got people invested in their community for once, and like it felt good to be all together again, and not just because we were all starving in the same, lines.
And you're a bounty hunter, you said.
Uh-huh.
Who do you happen to work for?
Well, I'm on the bounty board, so I guess you would know that I work for Mosaic.
I suppose I would.
You seem
I'll
off.
have your communication info now.
Okay.
And you
Dink, dink.
kind of give her your communicator, and she says, I have some glitter for you.
Okay.
I have a favor to ask you as well.
That's fair.
There it is.
You'll be going to Aura's Bay soon. I'm fairly certain of it.
Okay.
When you go, please give me a call.
Okay.
I have something that needs to be delivered.
Could you remind me of your name for my notebook?
I am the Nebula Queen, Valara.
Okay. When I get to Aura's Bay. Great.
Before you leave, please.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. That seems fair. Give you a call.
You hear this, and behind you, this huge Vesk has appeared. And he leans down and says,
We'll show you to glitter now.
Thanks.
and just turns and makes his way down the stairs.
Spice has slipped out of the room with Sarah. And
With who?
Sarah.
Why do you expect this person to be there?
I didn't.
Again,
sorry.
this person
can't
works
just-
at the cantina back in Tea Time.
just
You
invent
brought
stuff
her
like that.
to the strip
Oh,
club.
did I? Sorry.
You went on
whatever.
a date with her to the strip club, and it ended very well for you
Okay.
up until a certain point.
Yes.
So
Whatever. With one of the girls.
Sure.
And Spice is going to be like, "Can you take me to what is it called? The crust tray."
That's in.
That's in the Sandstorm Lounge.
Oh.
It's currently like so packed, it's going to be pretty tough to get in there. But
Whatever.
if you would go up to them and ask for the crush tray,
Yeah.
the Lashunta that you're speaking to, second here,
What's your name, darling? Let's get to know each other.
her name is Villani.
Villani.
And you can see she uses like a psi-activated micro drone that projects these like little shifting lights across them. She looks at you and really kind of scans you for a moment and then says, "Are you just looking to get high?"
I am looking to get somebody else high, you could say. And Spice pulls out her menagerie of drugs that she has, but not quite the grain of sand yet.
Okay.
She goes, "I am looking to offload some of this and something else. Do you know anybody who would be interested?"
Give me 1 second. So she looks across all this stuff. She says, "This is all way more than what I'm used to.
I'm a traveler, hon.
I
I
just
collect
have
only
some-
the finest.
I just have some drift kiss. The only person who might use stuff like this would be Sarette. She specializes in memory dive sessions and uses things like that to get people in the mood."
Okay. Is she here?
Yes.
Show me the way.
She takes you by the hand and leads you back into this kind of back room where there is a sort of you've seen these like full dive virtual reality systems. This is much more elegant. This is much more designed for like visual aesthetics, but still fully functional. There is a sort of like dive system, and you meet this individual who's a half elf. They are dressed in this like beautiful crimson robe, and they have a small, even in this place, a smaller assortment of drugs than you do, kind of lined up here next to this chair. But as you approach, she would smile at you and say, "Hello, I'm Sarette Vaughn. I specialize in intimate sensory experiences built on guided storytelling." She kind of strokes your cheek. "Soft contact and whispered fiction." And
ASMR.
yeah.
I love that. And I am actually, she'll like take her hand down from her face and she goes, "I'm actually not here for that quite yet. I'm here because I have something interesting that you might be interested in. Do you perhaps buy good times yourself?" She says with all of her diplomatic
Make a diplomacy
persuasion.
check. Make a diplomacy
Just
check.
because Olive's not good at
She
it.
smiles.
Bet.
I'm trying to sell.
You're going
Oh,
up
nice.
to a stripper who also happens to be a sex worker, and you're basically like, hey, you want to pay me to sleep with you?
Basically. Fortunately, I rolled mad fucking high. That'll be 43.
The exchange rate, though, I feel like Spice will win out, though.
She smiles.
Are you sure? I'm the best. I am the creme de la creme. All the way from Castroville.
She says, I'm something of a professional myself, but if I were to find something interesting enough, perhaps.
I'll cut to the chase, darling. You look fabulous. You are the queen of this place, and she is going to pull out my grain of sand and say, I'm looking to sell.
Is that real?
Honey, there's only one grain here. It's as real as it gets.
She bends down and gets
Otherwise,
really
I
close
would
to
have
it.
taken it myself.
She
But
kind of pulls around and takes out. So you've seen Gibbs's version of binoculars. This is a real version, although it only has one lens, and the lens compounds and compounds and compounds again. And they look at it and they kind of say, "You weren't kidding."
I am not kidding. I'm as real as it gets, babe.
And you want to sell this?
I do. Unfortunately, Spice empties out her pockets, and they're empty of money. Her cred stick that says 0 on it drops to the floor, and she goes, I am a little bit tight for credits right now, and it's the best I've got.
Good thing
You
the
know,
wire
dear,
transfer hasn't gone through yet.
Usually, you don't begin a negotiation like that.
Well, I trust you. I trust the stripper I met the first night.
That's a great thing to say.
You can see, almost in this moment, she feels a little bad. There is this moment where she is looking at, she wasn't, and I would say, make it sense motive check.
Sense motive.
This is the thing where you're trying to do a deal with
Is this
someone.
5D chess where she's playing it so stupid?
This
Yeah.
is kind of, yeah.
She's
Nice,
actually got
okay.
the upper hand on me now because I'm taking pity on her.
38. Wait, no. No, that's right. 38.
So you're looking at a woman who is going to try to get the best deal that she could. Not try to rip you off necessarily, but really, she was probably going to offer you about half what you paid.
Okay.
And
Which was not.
then you just instantly say, I'm broke, I need money, and I trust you. Stripper that I just met. And you see a little bit of heartbreak in this instant occur on this woman's face.
I'm poor.
For just a moment, you hear her go, oh. Genuinely, for a moment, the mask cracks and she feels genuinely bad for you. And she
Not
says,
what I was hoping for, but I'll take what I can get.
What were you looking to get for this deal?
Well, I know the market rate is 50,000 credits.
That was 90.
90,000 credits? I don't know. She says the market rate, which I don't know what it is.
I thought it was 90,000.
50,000.
No.
50,
Just
yeah. It's 50,000. So that is what I'm looking for.
I'll give you 40.
45?
40 is all that I can do.
40
need
and
money.
Sarah. Just kidding.
That is just a random person.
I know.
I can
just
help
selling
you
the body
remember
of
whatever you would like to remember.
I'll take you up on that, but I have someone else I want you to do that on.
Very well.
If an android comes in here who is missing an eye, that's your man. Them. That's your android.
That's your them.
Maybe just give them this. And they turn and they go and they write basically a little coupon down for you and hand it to you.
Free mind thrust.
Say what?
It is a memory dive session.
Okay. Thank you, darling.
Check the expiration date.
So,
Haven't expired.
do we do the exchange? So,
do the
hold up the
exchange.
vial, and so you give me 40,000 credits?
You receive 40,000 credits and you lose your grain of sand.
She goes, thank you for your business. Goodbye.
Gibbs, you follow this Vesk. You assume that you're going to the dumpster or the garbage, but they open up the
I'm there
back
too.
road.
Yeah.
Bubbles, you follow. And in the back room, you enter into a bright space because there are so many cameras in this kind of narrow pass space. It is really just a hallway that's been converted into a security room that just has dozens of screens. And you can see like each person's face is kind of magnified in one. There are names, there are aliases displayed. This is like a pretty high-tech setup.
Ooh, what does mine say?
Yours?
I look for the camera like when you go to the grocery store and you can see yourself on the monitor.
It would come up as Delilah Morningstar.
Oh, dude.
What does mine say? Does it say my twin or does it say Bubs? Or
It
does it say any
says
of my aliases?
Adam Danger Susan Pratt.
Ah!
Fuck yeah.
Not Johnny Helicopter Team.
Not Johnny.
Gotta work on that one.
You would
It's
need
right
the
up.
outfit on, but you would imagine it would probably catch.
Nice.
Dope.
In this moment, though, they kind of gesture you, and you go past all these cameras to this side room where there are barrels, the same kind of barrels that you would imagine like oil would be stored in, but these gleaming around the edge with like this liquid holographic glitter, and any element of light that touches it refracts like 1,000,000 times through it. This is special glitter.
Wow, I'm so impressed. Man, this is really cool. This is high quality stuff.
Holds up a hand to stop you and says,
Do not open while I am around.
Right.
It gets in our scales.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. That stuff gets everywhere. I'm wearing my...
You
double-
have no crevices, smooth boy. You do not know the pain of glitter.
I have a lot of crevices, but I keep them very clean. But let me tell you, I understand, like, the crevice, like, issue.
Does Bob show him his crap?
You are flesh.
Hey, I could help you with that if you ever got glitter.
You want to be
didn't
smoothed
want
out?
it.
Just kidding.
You could.
Yeah, and I do a little prestidigitation which pulls like dirt and junk and glitter and like
little cigarette butt comes out
Yeah.
from like the ground. You see the eyebrows raise up just a little bit, and he turns and just says,
Thank you.
sure.
Now take your glitter.
Thank you. 3
and
barrels?
your pink boy. And go.
Well, actually, I'm not pink. I'm more like off-white pink.
Can I call a goober Uber or whatever the like
What's his name? The guy who gave us the limo.
I figure I
our
could download some app
He's
or
gone.
whatever. Like
Corbin.
"You want to use a ride share?"
yeah, like
Yeah, there's definitely a ride share.
can I do that?
I
And
gotta go back to my
I'll like
comfort lady.
specifically request like an SUV. I put in T-Town my location.
Yeah, and have them load it into the back. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's where all deliveries go for the laundry.
When you put it in,
But
trash
make sure
bag or
you don't
cheap
mix up
pouches?
that with the laundry. I don't want people getting glitter when they're
I
cleaning
won't
their
waste
clothes.
it.
That would be awful.
I won't
You would
waste
go
it.
under.
Oh yeah, like my business is doing so great right now after the rat problem and the gang activity. I'm thinking of selling, guys. I'm gonna
So
be
you
honest.
can absolutely download the MRS app, the Mars Ride Share,
Cool.
and you can definitely get a ride back to the laundromat.
Cool.
You want one that's gonna bring these big barrels of glitter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I specifically, I'll wait the extra 20 minutes and pay
No
an extra
problem.
credit to.
So the Vesk helps you roll these barrels out to the
Yeah.
back loading bay. Bubbles, you help as well, and you get this ride share. A van pulls up.
Nice.
This van kind of opens. You see the person that is riding it, old woman, wearing kind of a tracksuit, like a velvet tracksuit, but opens it, kind of opens the door, looks at these barrels with the glitter, and just shuts the door.
Oh,
The back opens, but she
Oh.
kind of expects you to load this in.
Yeah, I let the muscles do it.
No problem. You load the glitter in, and if you want, you can make your way back to the laundromat.
I mean, I've accomplished my quest. Like, I'm good on this like storyline.
Spice, are you returning?
not gonna
with
come?
the rest
No, I
of
am.
the-
I'm going.
fuck
Like,
no.
Okay.
So Spice is just yelling around the strip club for Sarah and just doesn't
This is so
doesn't get it.
confusing.
And then eventually just accepts whoever will take her in. And then it's just she goes to FaceTime. Also, she's going to blow a ton of money that she just made.
This is
on
an easy
strippers.
place to do that. So
Yeah.
yeah, there is strippers, there's drugs, there's all kinds of things.
Okay, Spice is going to be like, all right, she'll take 2 super hot ones that she just takes out of the pool. She's like, you in the pool, you on the stage. And then she's going to FaceTime shade and then show what's her face's door. What's her name? Surette's door and be like, I bought you a session. Come over. And then she'll just ask for Surette. It's on the house from me. XOXO Spice. Bye.
Why?
There is like this bubbly blonde woman with these like 2 tubes of body reactive mood gel in her hand. You can see there is another half elf person who has like this swirling ink tattoos. And Spice is just like, I got you a session, goodbye, and just like hangs up. But you do see the doorway kind of blaze to that image.
Yeah.
No problem. And then you could go and end your night in the strip club if you wish.
Yeah.
We'll do a general carousing roll off stream. But for Bubbles and Gibbs, you make your way back to the laundromat. For you, Echo, you quickly make your way back to the laundromat. You arrive well ahead of everybody else. Give me 1 second here.
And everything's good? Everything's not on fire? Everything's good?
The octopus with chicken legs is just manning the station like he owns it.
He's just chilling in the
Every single one of the washing machines is clogged with
slime.
Slime man.
Slime man.
I was testing out the best one.
I do want to have a conversation with him.
It's that one over there. That's the best one.
You missed? Well, I don't know. You turned him away twice.
I was.
Oh, was it Echo? Oh, sorry.
Echo, you make it to 24 Curie Avenue.
Okay.
You make your way kind of to the first floor, and the laundromat's still standing. You can see there is actually a good number of people as you make your way in. The first person that you see is a hulking Vesk. At this moment, there's kind of blood that's tracked in the door. Oh. They're wearing bloodstained armor, and they have a duffel bag that is out on the table. It is leaking onto the table because there is just biomass that is kind of oozing out and onto the space. You make a life sciences check as you enter the space, Echo.
This isn't going to be good. 9.
You see stains on these clothings, and past them, you see a very grumpy-looking old woman. She has characteristics that look like maybe she's had body modification done to make her more cat-like. You see, like, at first, you're like, wow, that's a mustache, but it's really whiskers. You're seeing the ears have little elements of fur at the tips. At the moment, you can see that she is kind of like tapping on the machine with her cane, which hums almost like it sounds like it has plasma on the inside of it. But at the moment, she seems to be trying to fix one of the dryers. You see, as soon as you pop in, there is Yosoki with a little hat on. He has a very patched up suit. He has a little rolling bag, and he just pops off his seat looking over at you and goes, Daddy? Are you the proprietor? And they wheel over to you. Past them, you see there is a gelatinous creature that looks very similar to the creature that you encountered in the diner. This vaguely humanoid blob of shivering, color-shifting goo is wearing a beret. They are wearing a monocle that really floats in their body more than on the surface. And there is a damp rainbow slime trail that kind of traces from the door around a couple of the machines. You see that they have like kind of paced back and forth before finally selecting one. And at the moment, they have hung a little placard above it that reads, entropy of the dye. And they seem to be just loading dyes into one of the washing machines.
What the fuck?
There's lots of stuff happening within this laundromat at the moment.
Dice or dyes?
Dyes like
DYE.
Color.
The dyes that they're pouring into this washing machine.
Bubs
The Yosoki kind of jumps up to wave in front of your face and just says, hi, I'm a quantum scent fabric salesman. I'm here to sell you some fabric softener. You really could use it here. You guys have hard water on Mars. You know about hard water?
Oh,
That's a real
I do know about
no.
So you know exactly what the problem is here. You got hard water in your machines. I'm not a sir, I'm actually a Yosoki. But it's that's deeply offensive. And I'll thank you to listen to my sales pitch. You have hard water. And what you need is a soft time. Let me introduce to you a quantum scent fabric softener that will do everything for you that your parents never did. They pull open this bag and almost instantly roll a D100.
Okay.
I love this.
Get another 10.
I trust you as employee of the month.
Wow. Have we even been here for a month?
89.
89.
Okay.
It's a business month.
Okay.
In this moment, you smell sauerkraut and you smell sour cream. These two sour scents mixing in the air, and then all at once it disappears, and you just smell laundry again. And then the dryer right next to you pops open the lint drawer, and a little tuba sound begins to. And he goes, "Oh yeah, we're still trying to figure out all the side effects, but." If you use this, it does cause some tech to play music, and sometimes it causes uncontrollable honesty and hallucinations. People keep buying it. I could sell you just at bulk. You want to start with like a container or two, and then we can go up.
Unfortunately, I do not have purchasing power within the company.
You said 3 containers?
No,
300 credits, and we'll 250 credits.
sir, I do not have authorization.
They hold out a little
for
data
this.
pad for you.
I can take your information.
It's just a quick sale.
I can take your information.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to leave it here because you bought it, basically, and then
I can take your information.
I'll send some people back to collect payment.
No.
Totally okay.
I can take your information.
Pleasure doing business with you. Rocco?
Oh.
They wait for a number.
I can take your information.
Oh, that's not a number. Okay, I'll be back later. And they pick up the briefcase, make their way up, but they leave a sample of this behind.
It's a sample.
It's a sample.
It's fine. Echo deposits it in front of the door, so it is outside.
You do that.
And then turns their attention to first the malfunctioning machines to fix them.
Okay.
Go, Echo, go.
You go over to the malfunctioning machines. There's only 2 that are malfunctioning. Are you talking about the one that the grandmother's trying to fix?
Whatever is actively malfunctioning, and then we'll start with the big problems and then work our way down.
Give me an E.
Okay.
Give me a C.
Biggest problem is already out the door.
C.
Give me an O.
Oh, really?
What does that
Well,
spell?
Echo.
Employee of the
At the
month.
moment, there is a Vesk that is just oozing some kind of a biomass across most of your floor.
Yep.
There is a grumpy old grandma tapping on one of your dryers.
Yep.
And there is an ooze pouring dye into one of your machines.
That's
Sure
the
is.
biggest problem.
Which is the biggest problem?
Do we have actively malfunctioning machines, Joe?
Not that you could see.
Great. Echo is going to first figure out what the entropy of the dye is.
So you walk over to this gelatinous creature.
Hello, dear customer.
They turn to you and they go, "Do not speak to the artist. I'm not done yet, and when I am, you can inspect my work. Until then, Gloop must finish. Away with you. Go."
Echo just holds up a little communicator blip that says how long.
They begin to dump this bright green dye into the ooze, and it begins to luminesce on the inside. And they say, "Would you ask a painter how long it takes them to finish a masterpiece? Would you ask a composer how long it takes them to finish an orchestra? Would you ask a god how long it takes them to light a star from the inside? No, you would not. So go, leave Gloop. Gloop is creating a masterpiece, and you are lucky to see. Go, go."
As they walk away, they kind of stare over their shoulder. If I had the opportunity, I would. Oh, then go over to the grandma.
You go over to the grandma who whacks the dryer again with this cane. She turns to you and says, "Hey, do you work here?"
I do. Do you
Oh,
require assistance?
it's broken. It isn't working, and I paid already, and it's not drying my clothes.
Oh, that is unfortunate. Let me have a look.
Make an engineering check.
Love that.
You didn't do
Slay.
you didn't do the SNS greeting though, so I'm gonna have to deduct you.
Dirty 30.
With the dirty 30, there's nothing wrong.
She
Just
didn't
hasn't
pay.
paid. She's a liar.
She looks at you expectantly.
Have you tried hitting it? Here. And Echo hits it.
You hit it. Are you hitting it in a way to make anything happen, or just to hit it?
Just to hit it.
Okay. Oh, not yet. She draws out this plasma can,
Oh, no,
and
not
she
with
winds
that.
it way back up. Are you doing anything to stop her?
Hold on one moment. Just a gentle tap.
Make a diplomacy check.
Oh, fuck.
You can see all of the fury in her hands. She rises to a stop.
Oh no.
It's a natural 20.
Employee of the month!
About to slam this thing with her plasma cane, and in this moment, you just hold up your hand and you just touch the tip right where there is that rubber piece that keeps the plasma cane from touching the ground. Yes, it is a weapon, but no, she's not trying to scuff her floors. And you just stop it. The plasma up and down the cane. This is at least a level 12 item.
That's
Wow.
But you stop her from just detonating it against this
That's good
dryer.
because I just buffed the floors too.
And you stop them. They go, it was heavy.
Apologies.
I'll try again.
How about if I test for you?
Okay.
So a lot of these times, they have little test buttons
Yeah.
for the employees to get the machines going.
Yeah.
Echo is going to sleight of hand touch the button
Make a sleight of hand check.
and make it be like they're just karate chopping it, like a certain someone who's lying dead on the floor.
Sure.
That's going to be 41.
A 41.
She's an old lady. What does she see?
You.
Eyes of a hawk.
The eyes
Catches you and a level 12 cane.
Yeah.
A level 12 plasma
You
cane.
chop this thing, and instantly you hear her go, "Oh, do you study at the Sandstorm Lion Karate Studio?" And you give the perfect Sandstorm Lion karate chop to this machine. And the chop really does nothing. It's really more the click of the button, and instantly there is the as it begins to dry.
Does Echo do like a Fonzie A afterwards?
For just a moment, you can see she
Out of
goes,
character.
"Wait, what? Oh, I mean, thank you. You got it working."
Of course. And I am sorry, I was not here to monitor your proper payment.
They shake their head and they say, "It's okay. I'm sure it's on the cameras. You have cameras, right?"
We do.
Oh, well,
And we always value our customers.
good. I'll be going soon then.
Thank you for your business.
They sheathe their plasma cane. So for the rest of you, you have hopped in a ride. You have made your way over. Shade, what are you doing now that you've gotten this communication?
Nice job.
Fine.
You did good.
Oh, Glitter gotten on our way back. Left Spice at the strip club. She seemed happy.
So the last time that we had left, Shade was going to set up the security and then go back to the laundromat.
Easy enough.
And they had been going to the strip club, and that was going to be their thing.
Yeah,
so
easy enough.
I have no idea what the thing with the glitter is. There was no mention of glitter before to Shade.
No,
Yeah, there was. Yeah, Gibbs
There were
said.
multiple
Yeah.
mentions
Yeah.
of it.
And you
Gibbs
all
said-
know why I'm on this quest.
Gibbs said that they wanted to get
specifically
glitter.
mentioned a
You
craft
were like, "Don't you gotta go to the
Right,
craft store?" I
right,
did a
but-
call back to it.
Yeah, but
And we told you why we're going to the strip club, and you said we're going to meet us there.
no, I wasn't going to meet
No,
you.
they weren't
Yeah.
going to meet you there. They're going to meet you
We're
back at
gonna-
the laundromat.
And
So
then-
are
but
you
then I
heading
got
back
the
to the
thing-
laundromat?
Yeah, yeah.
FaceTime
Okay.
from
I
your
would have.
girl.
Well,
You're gonna ignore my FaceTime?
It might be nice to bring the party.
your
together.
FaceTime made no sense to Shade.
It definitely went through, but it definitely made very little
It might be.
sense.
It might be good to bring. The
It's a
party
picture of
together.
two
Like, we have
strippers and a
split the party
door in a
for while.
basement.
It
says bot use
This
session.
one's for you.
That's
yeah.
like sending a fucking drunk text to someone being like, "Come meet me here."
And you wouldn't inquire more?
No, probably not. Truthfully, if I
Alright.
get
With
a-
spicy
if I get a
If it
text
was
like
from
that, I'm like, damn,
if it was
that's
from
crazy.
Spice after she was like, "I'm going to the strip club now. Bye."
On a Tuesday morning at 1:30 a.m.
It
Like,
probably sounded
Like I
very
said,
coherent
the
to Spice,
best
but to everyone else.
but it makes a lot of sense for people to ignore it.
Fair. Alright,
So
whatever.
Shade would have wanted to get the vehicle to go to Bobby Lee Airport to make sure that everything got securely sent there and start installing the things on the ship in the time that everyone else was having like downtime.
Yeah, easy enough. So instead of going to the laundromat, you go to the laundromat, kind of beating Echo there while Echo is kind of doing the elements over at the Sandstorm Lounge. Or I guess actually you
Echo
would
probably
probably be
still
able to get there after Echo.
Yeah.
I still would have.
Probably about the time that Echo is finishing dealing with this old lady. You would sort of go by and see Echo parry a blow from a plasma cane before karate chopping a laundry machine, and that seems to win this old woman's approval. She kind of nods. The old woman then looks kind of nervous at Echo, and you're not sure. There's a lot of nuance to this conversation. You kind of make eye with this Vesk, who's like scraping bits of ooze off of himself, and he just kind of nods to you. But you can just make your way right past and go get your car.
I'm kind of like, that was nicely parried.
Thank you.
I'm going to the Bobby Lee spaceport to perform installation of the equipment that was given to us by Ares.
Do you require assistance?
If you wish to join, the rest of the team is at the strip club.
Oh, dear gods.
And Echo like runs outside.
Where are you running to?
Just outside, just not in the laundromat. I'm ready.
You were outside.
And then we go.
There we go.
And you make your way to the Bobby Lee Memorial Spaceport.
Do we run because Shade's also speeding now?
You would have to jog versus Shade running, but yeah, you definitely can if you wish. It would
I
be.
was gonna just drive us there.
Which would be faster, Joe?
Well, for
You
with traffic.
Echo.
Well, at
yeah.
2 a.m, probably about the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll ride.
Okay.
We'll ride.
You ride. You save the
Over.
energy.
Yeah.
You save the tread on your sneakers, and you make your way to the Bobby Lee Memorial Spaceport.
Plus, we're gonna want to probably bring back some of the weapons and stuff.
Fair.
Nice.
So upon
Okay.
arriving, you do not need to go past the normal security system. As you approach, the gates just go up for you. You make your way in, receiving similar treatment to Colt Torb's treatment, maybe having passed some of his favorable contacts over to all of you. You are able to make your way into the spaceport. You can arrive at Bay 12.
We don't do the same butt stuff. Sorry.
I think we left Kotor's.
And there are
But they're driving.
2 USR guards who are standing watch over the crates that have been left for you at this bay. They have not entered the bay, it's remained sealed, but they have the stuff ready for you to go.
Officer.
They would kind of nod. You do need to sign for this, kind of confirming that you have received it,
This is us.
but no problem.
That's how Shade signs it. This is us.
TM. And then they just take off. You have all this gear now, and you can kind of load it aboard. And as the hours pass by, the rest of the party kind of makes their way back to the party. And for you, Bubbles, as you enter, there is a new masterpiece that has been painted within one of these washing machines. And it has caused a pretty catastrophic malfunction. The laundromat is beautiful in that it is almost entirely like this bioluminescent dye that is spread in these beautiful but very chaotic patterns from that laundry machine across most of the laundromat. Every white towel, every rag, every little element has now been suffused with this dye. And Bubbles, you see underneath it, there is a nice little title indicating that this is art that has been done by the incredible artist known as Gloop,
Well, maybe
the
you get money
laundry
for it.
artist.
Come see that. We're a respectable gallery.
Yeah, we're in our
This
gallery
is great
now.
for business. Yeah.
Oh, I see that impending meltdown of Bubbles, and
It's like
I'm like, don't worry, I can fix this, and I will start to can I token spell it? Oh, like
You're gonna ruin the art?
what?
And
Take a
as you
picture
token
first.
spell, the colors become fractal. They break and they fracture, and it responds to magic in this beautiful way. For you, Gibbs, it's gorgeous. You are looking at the chaos of magic unfolding in front of you in a very visual way. It almost draws you in.
Aw.
But you're aware of the fact that it does nothing for the machines. These machines are broken.
okay, so this has to be elbow grease. I can't magic this problem away.
Almost certain.
How are the machines broken? Does the water still fill them?
There is dye that fills most of them in the bottom level beneath this, kind of cascading down, but the color has crept into the plastic. It has crept into the machinery. It seems to dye not just the material, but the essence of what is this washing machine. This artist has transformed the laundromat into a living piece of art
Okay.
that no longer, in this moment, functions as a laundromat.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
I'm gonna.
Is this why you don't mix whites and colors? I'm not totally sure what happens. I've never done laundry before. I usually just magic this away. And Gibbs starts to get out like the mop bucket and the scrubby wubbies and
It's just here.
Apparently,
the toilet
my choice
wand.
to intervene with the old lady was the wrong one.
Yeah, they're all the right
Yeah,
ones.
Gibbs,
Don't worry about it.
that's what happens.
I
We
will
can
say,
fix
Bubbles,
this.
you do see a trail of rainbow-colored slime that does lead its way out of the laundromat and down the T-Town Road.
What, are you gonna go fuck them up?
Leverage this as an art gallery.
Yeah.
A high
We're
society.
versatile.
Bubs will go follow the slime.
Okay.
I don't think Bubs would ever say that, but here we are. Folks.
You begin to follow this trail of slime,
Follow your feelings.
and
follow
as
your
it
heart.
is 10 o'clock and a good place for us to end this evening, this is where we're going to end. With Bubbles following a trail
Bubbles
of
is
slime
about to
into the
cuss
sunlight.
out an artist.
With many of you kind of finding your way back at the laundromat. Thank you for joining us for this session of Starfinder. We'll be back next week, but if you can't wait that long, join us for D&D tomorrow night as we enter the deepest levels of the library. We will see you then. Please stay safe. Goodbye.
See you, space dancers.